Sarah Flora's opening up a brewery. That was cool. I saw her
That's awesome.
GoFundMe. Yeah, and it was cool because you could see who donated to him, and I caught a couple names. It was Bodine's Brews, and Martin Keenan threw her a couple bucks. I think there's a button to make it anonymous, but I don't know. I didn't see that. I think my name might show up too. But let me go ahead and pull this in. Yeah, I'm glad that.
Sound good?
What's up?
It sounds good.
You sound great.
Too loud. Okay.
No, you sound perfect. I'm gonna have to make some changes when once we go live here, but it'll be cool. De Castro. Let me pull this out really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and add Money Man and Gnome now, so they can just pop in whenever they get off the shitter. But the New York lab's going good.
I've seen your video from yesterday.
Oh, it's just a happy hour chop up. It's not like a homebrew fly video. I'm kind of behind the ball with what's going on. What happened here? It says we're live, but we're not live. Pop out. Can anybody hear me? What's up, everybody? Oh. Transform. Are we here? What happened to Jorge? What's up, 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 what's up? What up, everybody? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ron Barnes. Can anybody hear me? Hello, 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 hello.
We here?
I think we're live. What up, Che Brews? Brewing Bad? Ron Barnes, what's up, you sweet braj?
What up, everybody?
I lost Jorge. I can hear you, yeah. I just had Jorge in here, though. Jorge. Adam Hattie, what's up?
He's in the call.
Let me kill this really quick, and I'll fire it back up. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're brewing. De Castro Funk.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
You get that shower in or what?
Yeah, I got a nice shower in. feeling
Noise. Hells yeah, hells
ready.
yeah.
Chatted with the girl for a little bit.
Everything's going good?
Mm-hmm.
Animated homebrew. I forgot about that dude. Let's go to. Okay, we're kind of.
Yes.
Can you see me now?
I
Okay.
can hear you.
All right, I should be showing up here. Let's go to Money Man and create group. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. It doesn't want to put you and Jorge together. This is a bummer.
Doing.
Let me kill it. Let's go to. What do we got? 3 people here. Okay, what's going on? Money Man, De Castro, No.
Cool.
I don't know why it's not bringing Jorge in here though. We got Gnomeski. What up, Braj? Oh damn, I'm missing the
Send him a
beer.
friend request. See, maybe.
What up, dog?
Good, homie.
Yeah, but it still says maybe if Jorge cancels out that one, and let's pull this up.
Alright. Well, you troubleshoot. I'm gonna go grab a beer. Sounds good.
What's up, Gnomski?
I'm not chilling. Drinking burr.
Okay, nothing's working now.
Yeah, it would be a happy hour if there weren't audio issues. Actually, just video issues. There.
Exactly. I think Jorge's here. I think we're all here.
I didn't realize that I had to go through another fucking chat thing here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So my thing isn't working now. Let me see what's up with mine. I'm gonna kill mine. Everyone stay here. Join video call. Turn on camera.
Very well. Look
You
good,
look cold.
dude. It is cold.
I don't know why my shit still ain't working.
You are
And,
in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And my
I was
propane
just
ran out today, unfortunately, so
Oh no. Oh shit.
roughing it. But it's not too bad though. It was like high 50s today.
Okay.
Do.
Not terrible.
Nah, it's manageable.
I was just in New York and it went out to the 20s at some point. It wasn't too bad. It's just the wind. It was very windy.
Right. Yeah, New York, especially Manhattan's brutal with the wind.
Yeah. Yeah, we were staying at near the financial district and it was
Baller alert.
I haven't been in New York. I haven't been in New York for a long time, for I think more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. It's kind of relaxed, you know. It's not. It doesn't feel as I don't know, tense as it used to. It feels a little more chill.
Baller alert.
Pretty
Yeah, I'm not
funny.
surprised with that.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. CH.
I think these guys are low.
Howdy, how's it going?
Good man. Good to see you.
Good to see you, mate.
Everybody's audio is still low, apparently.
I just changed
Oh,
that. I
just
think
me.
so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it'll take a little bit, yeah. What's everybody drinking?
These guys are low.
Beer called Lollipop Forest.
I
That
am
sounds
sick, so I'm
funny.
drinking water.
Okay, think
Oh,
we're good.
no.
Right now,
What's
so
up?
drinking
We're
water, but
good,
I'm doing-
guys. He's on the water
I'm doing it
program.
from,
Nothing wrong with that.
I gotta show you.
We've got Jorge.
yeah.
Jorge's back. He's
Yeah.
feeling a little bit sick too. I don't know if I'm gonna drink tonight. I got San Diego
I know
next
it doesn't
week.
focus there.
Are you
Yeah, it's good
sick,
enough.
CH?
No, I'm just going to San Diego in a few days. I mean, I probably end up drinking tonight. I just don't have anything in front of me right now. But we're here. We're live.
Mhm.
And all things
That's
considered, sorry we put everybody through that, but it's only 9:15. Usually we start a little bit later, man. So what's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Another stream. We got Jorge. Just did some contract brewing out there in New York. We'll talk about that here in a second.
Nice.
Big shout out to you, Brajas, for coming on last week with the brew show. That was cool. And then Hannah as
That was
well.
good.
Yeah, there's not too many girls
Oh,
that come on
yeah.
here. She made it to her flight in the morning too. I was kind of worried about that. We partied
That's good.
pretty
That's
damn
good.
hard. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of girls, though, I want to reach out to Sarah Flora. She's got a GoFundMe for her brewery, and I've got a link to that in the description of this video. Big shout out to Martin Keene and Bodine's Brews. I saw their names for supporting her. So if you guys want to throw her a couple bucks, I think she's at $1,000. That'd be pretty cool.
Back off, war
Yeah,
child.
she's at
Seriously.
940 out of 30.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't really talk to her. She did my
Oh, Martin
podcast.
Keene's on there too. That's
Yeah,
cool.
does my name
They
show
see
up?
you, yeah.
My biblical
Yeah, your
name?
name's there. You're the most recent.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if somebody wants to show her love, that'd be awesome. But I do want to get her on because that's probably the best way to promote it. Just actually have her on. But yeah, I'll be in San Diego next week, so no stream. Maybe Genus or Trent. Party Time could do a Wednesday hangout. That'd be cool. Big shout out to the super chatters
I
last
don't really
week.
like beer that much.
Stephen Plass, Juvenal Hernandez, Chris Radiation, Ron Barnes, who's in here right now as well. Bodine's Brews, always showing love. And thanks to all the members as well. Much love, guys. There's a lot of good content this week. You guys watch some BrewTuber videos? Did you watch that?
I watched. Oh,
Did you watch that Bent Gate video that I sent you? The Brajas from Norway?
Yes.
Did you finish
Yeah,
it?
it was
No,
pretty
I
interesting.
haven't had a chance to
Yeah.
watch it.
It's long.
It-
It's
It's funny
long.
when he handed the girl that little tiny, little teeny tiny glass filled with beer.
Damn, you did finish it. Yeah. Jorge, do you know what we're talking about?
No, not exactly.
The guys from Colorado that moved out to Norway that started a brewery. They just did a brew in a van video, but they're skiing.
Yeah, they have a channel, right?
They've got a channel. Check them out. Bentgate Brewing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next level
Yeah,
content.
I saw the name on your. Yeah, I saw the name. I didn't check the video, but I did see it, and it showed up on YouTube.
Great video. I would chop it up into 2 or 3 videos just for marketing purposes, but who the hell am I? Other than that, it was phenomenal. Like some Casey Neistat shit.
Damn.
Clawhammer Supply put out a video. I feel
Oh, is that like on your story? Like the dude's like skiing? Like,
yeah, that's Bentgate
Yeah.
Brewing. Yeah, they
Oh,
had
okay,
a lot
cool.
intertwining in that video.
hell yeah.
And the Clawhammer guys put up a video. I don't know if that was a re-upload or if I'm just an
I
idiot.
think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was
like-
a little bit of a re-edit too.
Yeah,
It seemed like, because some of it was a bit different, but yeah, no, it definitely was a re-upload for sure.
that was about 6 months ago. So hey, they got content out. I don't know if they timed it right with Jesse's, but it was cool just to get content out. Brulosophy and
Yeah.
Martin are still on their grind. That's badass. Elementary's on a good one right now.
Elementary's the last few videos have been great, and what was the other one? Adam makes beer. I've been checking out a lot of his videos.
Yep.
And a lot of his older videos too. It's really
Nice.
cool. I really like him.
Doing a collab with him. I'm gonna do an
Learned
amber
him.
lager. I'm gonna try to make a more of like a Yingling clone vibe to it. But
Nice.
I think I paid my taxes. You guys pay your taxes?
I'm doing that
Not
this
yet.
weekend.
Oh,
No,
shit.
should we not talk about that?
Not yet.
Extension IPA. And
Might have to.
Elementary Portly's on another grind. You know, I don't really know
Yeah.
those systems. They're so much nicer than mine, but you know, it's content nonetheless. And then I love the Apartment Brewers video. He had that killer video of Portland, Maine. That's my type of city.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
watched
Yeah, I
that
wanted
one.
to watch.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one yet. That's been on my list too.
It's like
It's been-
like Asheville, small city, a lot of breweries. You could walk everywhere, and he's got a cool cameo of a party time sticker in that video, which is badass.
That's
Oh,
cool.
sweet.
Yeah, small
Yeah, that
city with a
sounds
ton of
amazing.
breweries. You've been up there, yeah? No.
Oh, tons of times. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that place.
Would you compare it to Knoxville, but better brewery
It's a
wise?
hard one. The beer is really good, no doubt about that. Like
Allagash
Portland,
is up there, yeah?
unbelievable beer. Yep.
Allagash?
Yeah, really
Yeah.
lots of good breweries for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than Knoxville beer wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things to do, probably not.
Oh,
mean,
interesting.
Maine,
cool.
Maine Beer Co.
Yeah.
I've tasted some of their beers.
Oh,
What's
yeah, Maine Beer Co. They're up there,
man?
yeah.
We got people in the chat. What's up, Unicycle Master? Beasel Bros are in Portland. There's 2 Portlands. Both great.
Yep.
Both top spots. Yeah. What up, Goose Fraba? Yeah, I'll probably get a beer here in a second. I'll just
Hell
not
yeah.
drink till Monday or whatever. Is he saying Bengay Brewing? But anyways, we got Jorge Castro here. He hasn't been on in a couple months. He's down there in Puerto Rico. He's on the west side, but the north part of
Yes,
it.
sir.
And he's a couple blocks there from the beach. I've stalked him out pretty damn hard. And he's got a contract brew batch going with a brewery up in New York. What's going on with that, Jorge?
We've been making a bunch of contracted beers out in different breweries out in the island, and now out in the States. We started in last October, which I probably haven't been on since then because we would have talked about this. But we had an IPA that we brewed at Second Self Brewing in Atlanta. And this the type of deal that we make is that we only sell it here in Puerto Rico. We don't sell it on the mainland. So we just get it brewed there and it's immediately shipped over. And we sell it here at our tap room. And now we have a distributor. We sign on with the distributor.
Hell yeah, man. Congratulations on that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. And we're finally like after 3 months of just doing cans, we're also doing kegs with them. So now, we don't have to do deliveries now and all that.
Power
Take
move,
care of
bro.
that.
Hell yeah.
And then we brewed like a really light lager at another brewery in Caguas, which is about 2 hours from here. That's called Dos Palmas. Oh, the IPA we brewed in Second Self in Atlanta is called Mal de Ojo, which is the evil eye.
I think you have
And,
merch for that, right? Do you have a T-shirt that says?
Yeah, we have a shit ton of merch and stickers and all of that. I need to send you shit. I keep forgetting to send people shit. I'm really bad with that. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's get a link for
But,
that.
Yeah, dog. I thought you weren't allowed to get my merch and vice versa, bro. You're telling me about
no,
this now?
I'm not allowed to buy from you for some reason. The website that, well, at least the one you used to have, didn't
Teespring?
didn't have shipping to Puerto Rico, so it wasn't possible. to
Maybe that was a
Oh.
Shopify one.
But I figured I was just probably, but I've been talking to a lot of people about it, and a lot of people really do it. They're really careful with it, because it's overseas in a way.
Yeah.
So it's a little tricky. But I'll get you some shit. I'll need to get you that. We'll
talk
just getting
about it
back to what
after
we were
this.
saying. We brewed that lager, and then now last week we had the big event release on Saturday for 2 new beers and 2 collaborations. The 2 beers, there's a pale ale that we brewed at that same brewery in Caguas with in collaboration with Pura Vida, which is the first brewery run by 2 females,
Nice.
in Puerto Rico. It's never happened before, and we did a
Nice.
collaboration with them. And we did another collaboration with another homebrewing group called Jevas Cerveceras, which is a homebrewing group all made up by ladies also. So we brewed a beer with them on our pilot system, and we kegged that one on our system, and we just sold it on drafts. And the one we Pura Vida, the one we made at the brewery in Caguas, we bottled that. So we had bottles of those. So we put out like 5 different beers in like packaging that's not a keg in the past 3 or 4 months. So that's been
Congratulations,
like
man.
really, really, really super stressful, but we made it, and I'm kind of like still kind of not being able to
Not
process.
out of the woods yet,
because
or I
it-
mean, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the next one that's coming out is actually on 420, and that's the one that we brewed at Boleros North, which is a brewery that's in New Jersey. That's why we went to New York recently, and we went to visit them, and we brewed a West Coast IPA
On the East
I
Coast.
thought it was kind of ironic because it's like every brewery we went around there, everything was just hazy IPA. And
Right.
I don't have any problem with that, and I love them, and I brew them myself. But it was like a little too much, like to have like three quarters of the draft list was just hazy IPA, and I understand it's what people want, but it wouldn't hurt to have a little more variety. I don't have to deal with that here, so I'm kind of happy. I don't have to, I'm not obligated to do that.
What do you mean? There's less variety down there in Puerto Rico?
Sorry. Actually, the opposite. There's more. People are free to brew whatever they want because people are still very, very curious about beer here. They're not,
So the brown ales and the malty stuff are still kicking ass down there?
Mm-hmm.
More Belgians and farmhouse beers and stuff? Good. Jorge's a little bit under the weather, man. But
Yeah, sorry about that.
it's all good, brother. It's all
Is
good.
the
While you're at
beer
it.
you
Give me a
brewed in New York, is that gonna be distributed like outside of the state as well?
Yeah, can Gnome get it? Is Gnome going to be able to drink your beer?
Sorry.
travel to buy it.
That's actually going to be available in Puerto Rico only. Yeah.
Oh, only in Puerto Rico.
I
Oh,
can
okay,
send you
okay.
some.
I will be more than happy to take some.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
for
mentioned
sure.
Bolero Snort. I've had some of their beer. It's really good, actually. The Fruity Pebbles.
I need a beer. I'm blowing
The,
it.
pretty sure it's a hazy.
Crazy
But
shit, man. They did
Yeah,
they
they're
did a
really
one.
good.
I think one for a client that had Skittles in it. 4
Oh,
different types of
wow.
Skittles.
I had a Skittle
It
beer
was-
recently.
Diabetes
It was
sour.
crazy. I
Diabetes
mean, I had an
Yeah,
ounce of
at
it,
Angry
and it was
Chair.
too much.
Yeah.
It-
An ounce of it
yeah.
was too much.
Oh, my
It was
Lord.
crazy.
You got to make it crazy for the
It's
YouTube video,
delicious,
though. But
but-
if you're doing it for a commercial brewery, you might just want to hold off a little bit and just maybe add some food coloring to kind of sell the color of it.
Still the color.
That
Yeah.
depends on where you live, because I'm sure there were people lining up for that shit. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
More
Yeah.
power to them.
More power. Hey, we got some memberships coming in right now. Big shout out to Northwest Small Batch Brewing. Steven, cheers, Braj. Much love. And USMC Mike gifted 5 Hoppy Hour memberships. Much love, Brajas. We got Chris Radiation in here too. Yeah, Jorge, I pulled up your image and put it on the thumbnail. You're coming up on your 10-year anniversary, yeah? Well, I guess 9 years.
We
but
are next
10,
year.
10 sounds
Yeah,
better.
next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. How's
Oh yeah, congratulations.
what?
August 2024, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got into the game when it was the Wild Wild West. 2014, you opened, but I'd imagine how long did it take you to set up? You know, from your business model to your build out to your permits. I mean, I'd imagine that took at least a year.
Well, we started with the bar, the beer box. Boxlab was like an offshoot. you
Yeah.
know, so it was a side project kind of. And let's see. 2012. Yeah, the permits here are not that crazy. The regulations are not as tough as they're in the States.
Mm-hmm.
There's simply no need to do certain things, and I think the government is it used to be really bad at it, but now they're getting a lot better at kind of helping you
Seems like
move
there's
along
pros and
the
cons
permits
everywhere. Everyone's got their pros and
Yeah.
their cons.
So when you say the Wild Wild West, it really was like anything that was new was immediately embraced by everybody. Like I remember founders
Nice.
came into the island around that time. And we've only been getting. I mean, we had this same distributor that we are with now.
I need a beer.
They've always been sort of like the craft beer people, So they used to have hundreds of beers, mostly Belgians and a lot of American beer. But every time, I remember when Stone came into the island for the first time, it was a big deal. It was like
What year
something
was
new.
that?
I think it was 2013.
Oh, that late to the
2012.
game? Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Stone is. I mean, we've had Bear Republic for longer than that, for example, which is people on the East Coast probably don't know what it is, and we are already
I love
all the way
Racer
over
5.
here.
Yeah.
We've always had bells, we always have stuff like that. So back then, when we created that first beer in 2014, it was a 10% American Strong Ale.
Ooh.
Because we wanted to make something really different than what the breweries that were on at the time, which were mostly
Light lagers.
IPA, blonde ale, stout lager.
Yeah.
The usual lineup. So we wanted to start with something different. So we started with that, and then what we were doing back then is we were contract brewing out in this really small brewery in this little town called Manatee on the north of the island, and I would go there, once every 2 months or something, and brew like a whopping 1 barrel of beer or something like that. And that I will sell that at the beer box. And then, we said, well, let's do this more often, and then we can probably start a label. So in 2014, we started Boxlab as a label with that beer, Demolition, which is a 10% beer. And then in 2018, we got the brewery because of Hurricane Maria. In 2017, the previous owners left the island. They wanted to leave, so they sold it to us, and it was all set up already with a tap room and everything.
This is the 3-barrel system?
3-barrel system
This
we have
is-
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been brewing
So
for
we-
6 years, open for 9.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been brewing constantly for 6 years and for 5 years now, I guess. And we've been brewing, every once in a while for almost 10 years now. So,
Nice, man.
but the really, I guess the important part now when we actually have the brewery, the whole thing about that has been constant, and we just doubled our production. For a 3-barrel system, we brew 3 times a week, and we make about something around 50 barrels a month.
You brew 3 times a week or
so-
3 days a week? Because you could probably.
We brew 4 times, so we brew 3 days. So there's a double batch day and 2 single batch days.
Got it.
So we brew about 50 barrels a month total.
Yeah, I'm doing the math.
And
Wow.
it goes out the door to the distributor, and we've been very surprised where our beer is getting to now, because before, when we did self-distribution, it didn't make sense to go to drive 3 hours just to one keg or something.
No, and that's
Right.
Now
that-
they have the big footprint, so they can go get everywhere.
yeah, and that's a big accomplishment, because it only makes sense to deal with distribution if you're pushing a lot of volume. So it sounds like you finally or you hit that next level of
Volume threshold,
getting
yeah.
your beers out there, man. So shout out to you, man. I got to get down there. And I was looking at flights to Aguadilla. It's not out of Knoxville. It's not Spear. It's Allegiant, or maybe I have it backwards.
Oh,
But Nashville to
beer is tough, man.
Aguadilla is like
Dude,
$150. Yeah.
Nashville.
Well, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I got to get up to Nashville though.
That's-
I got to drive there on Monday
you gotta.
too.
You have to be doing like. There has to be a stop. It can't be like direct flight, right? It's like it's Florida or something.
No, it's a direct flight from Nashville.
Nashville?
Yeah, or maybe it's
So, well,
Asheville.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's on the Spirit though,
Maybe that's
man.
not- maybe
Spirit
it's not
Airlines, the Holy Spirit. Pray to God that your flight gets there.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
but it's
so bad.
it's an hour-long flight. You know.
get what you pay for.
you get what
Oh,
you
that's
pay
it?
for.
It's only an hour long.
All the flights on.
Nah.
You know, I'm just used to going to. You know, I went
Yeah.
to Europe I don't know, like 6 months ago now, and it was like 3 hours to Charlotte, 4 hours to New York, 11 hours to Stockholm, and it was like I can deal with just a nonstop 2-3
Yeah.
hour flight anywhere. I don't care who's, you know, if I'm sitting on someone's lap or some baby's crying or something, I can put on headphones. But hell yeah, Jorge, you know what? I'm gonna drink a beer since you're not drinking tonight. I want to cheers to that. You just hit that threshold, and I know that distribution's a gnarly one. I was hanging out with my buddy Charles. We talk about it all the time at Yeehaw, and they've got 2 production facilities now. And I was thinking about that. I was like, if you have 2 production facilities in America, let alone in like a
Yeah.
region, that's the ultimate sign of your brewery doing successful. There's not too many
True,
breweries
yeah.
in San Diego that have 2 production facilities. Maybe Pizza Port and Belching Beaver, but nobody else has 2.
I think there's only. I think the only brewery here in Austin that has 2 is Pine House Pizza.
Where's
Pine
the other
House,
one?
brewery.
2 in Austin? No,
so,
you can't have 2
yeah, 2
production
in
in the same.
Austin.
You have 2 in the same city? Wouldn't it make
Mhm.
sense to move them away from each other?
Well, one's down south, so one is for literally canning. They brew the beer for the cans, and one is for brewing beers for the actual that they keg. So one
Okay.
brewery is for solely cans, and the other brewery is solely for kegging.
Here's some
That
shit.
makes sense if you have the
I'm gonna get a
volume,
beer really
makes
quick.
sense.
Yeah, they push out a lot of volume, and so they recently got into canning and things like that, and so they made a dedicated facility for just canning, and
Right.
so that they can have the distributor truck come in, pick up boxes of cans, and send it out to like grocery stores and shit like that. And
That makes
so,
total sense. That makes total sense because you can have a facility that the logistics behind both of those things makes
Mhm.
sense. That if you have enough volume, you can have a big enough system where you
System.
can supply. If you have and even if you have lower volume on say kegs, for example, then
right,
you make a smaller facility where you actually serve, and then
right.
you don't have to stop, the canning line on the other place. You can just go on and then
Right,
do
right.
kegs somewhere else. I think it makes total sense. If you can actually
Yeah, no,
have
I thought it was a great idea to like have one facility strictly for canning, one for kegging. I was like, oh, that's a smart idea.
Here's the
yeah,
problem
if you have the people to run it, that's perfect.
Right.
That's
And like they
not a
have
problem.
and they have multiple locations too, so it's just like it just works really well because they have multiple tap rooms and whatnot throughout
I
the
love
city.
to do that. I don't know how people do that, but I love to do that. It's just like being able to
Yeah.
afford to pay management. Like, it's not easy.
The thing,
Because you need to have a manager in that situation. You need to have
Right.
somebody that's taking care of everything.
You gotta
Because
have
if
a
you're
good
Right.
not going to
manager,
be
too.
there, somebody you trust has to be there. And
Yeah,
that
no,
person has to be there.
they're
has
definitely
skin
on
in
the big-
game. What's that?
They're probably one of the biggest like breweries we have here in Austin.
Right. Okay. What's the name of the brewery?
Pine House?
Sorry?
Pine House Brewing?
Pine House. Okay.
they've got that circus vibe. We went there. We had a good time. They are like
Yeah.
the new brewery vibe with the kid. Not so much the kids, but they've got their own kitchen. Beautiful place.
Right.
Great coffee. But the
Next
bummer
time
about
you guys come, like I want to take you to actual like a Pine House pizza place, like and get like an actual pie and like stuff like that, because like it's a different vibe. It's like there's one that's more like a tavern,
Just
like
Brewing.
one of them's like old and like almost like a tavern kind of style thing.
Yeah.
And the vibe it's different. Like it's definitely like family friendly because you get pizza and beers and sodas or whatever.
Someone's got
But,
their
like-
audio turned on. Someone's got their video coming through looping. I'm going to put my money on it that it's Jorge.
Right
Was
to the
it- I
microphone,
thought-
yeah.
Yeah, it's Jorge.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jorge.
yeah, it's true.
Jorge,
They have-
kill
Can you guys hear
the
me?
audio. That's on. I think that's on Jorge. You got your computer over there. You got your computer on that you're looking to the right to, Jorge?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, but I think your speakers are on as well, and your mic's picking it up. Just Brewing in the house, man. In the meantime, I got a super chat here from Fulfilled Straw, man. Much love you, Barrage. I tried to give him a shout out, but I think he's already out of here. We can hear you. He's always got the internet problems down there on the island. But all he has, the bummer about the 2 production facilities is he'll be back. The bummer about having 2 production facilities is they have to be the same quality. Like my boy Charles over there, he instead of putting underneath the beers like what hops are in it, he puts Knoxville, and he'll put Johnson City on this because he wants his beer to be better because he knows that the Johnson City beer is okay. And so he's trying to get everyone to buy the Knoxville IPA. He'll have like 2 hazies right next to each other. Johnson City. Okay. And you've got 2 systems, 2 different systems, 2 different head brewers, different techniques. So it's going to be a little bit different. So the name of the game is to have multiple production facilities, but all be on the same page.
Yeah. So, I think Pine House is definitely at that level because, like, I mean, you go and it looks super professional. It's super nice. It's taken care of.
Josh was there. I think Josh is in the building right now.
Josh and his wife were there with us. Yeah,
we were doing charcuterie.
Josh put out
I think they drove us there actually.
And the diehard Emmett Smith fan from the '90s that Ollie was gonna punch to the ground.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then
everyone see that video from Josh?
What's up? Josh drink a beer. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Shout out to Josh.
I didn't see that actually.
Sienna Dream, and if I had a beer for every time CH mentioned kids at the brewery, I would never need to brew ever again. Cheers, Sienna. Do you have a lot of kids that run around in your brewery?
Nah.
It's not like that.
Very, very, very little. I mean, and if they do, they don't really let them run around. And their laws are very strict here about kids at a bar. Very strict. The laws. And
like strict, like you have to be a certain age, or strict, like you have to.
There's no kid supposed to be near a bar. So if you're with your kid and you come up to the bar, I'll politely ask you to, unless you're alone, to have your kids stay on the table.
Stay at the table,
somebody. Authorities come in and they see the kid at the bar, they can literally invent that you were,
trying to sell the kid beer.
Right. Not trying to sell a kid a beer, but, it's not healthy for a kid to be around that. So
true.
Right.
You want to hear a funny story? There's a girl, a manager at a neighborhood brewery. Actually, I don't care at all. It's called Voodoo Lounge down the street. And the manager just got fired because she accidentally poured a mimosa or something. And she put it in a little kid's cup, like a little kid's plastic mug, and gave it to her. Kid gave it to the kid, fired on the spot.
Oh,
just a weird mistake. Obviously, you would never serve a mimosa to a toddler at a high chair, and she did. And it was like, you're fired. Right. That's my biggest nightmare of all time, is serving a mimosa to it. I'm just kidding, but things you got to look out for in life. But no, I'm stoked for you. I'm stoked that this contract stuff's working out. Is it better just to contract brew than have to deal with it? No. Contract brewing is all about getting your business out or getting your brand out there.
It's all about, exposing as many people as possible to what you're doing. Not everyone is going to be exposed to it is going to drink it, but it's more like a marketing thing, really. But we're very proud of the beer we're making, and I think a lot of people are going to be curious enough by tasting it to actually come and see our tap room and, be there where we are, which is what we want. We want people the tap room is the most important thing. Right now we're doing really good with the contract, but we will still do it because we're not going to grow. We're not going to build a 100-barrel system. That's not our goal.
Right.
We want to keep it small and be able to be in control.
Smart.
But, we pay other people to actually give us the space to make more beer. So I think, the market here is really, really big, but it's not. I mean, there's only so much that we're going to be able to grow with that. So what we really need is to hone in and bring people over, and if possible, have other locations around the island. Not necessarily brewing locations, more like tap rooms, but trying to put them in an area that's not near the bars that sell most of our beer.
So what's the name of the game? So you go to these breweries and you say, we want to start a new beer, or you're going to give them your signature styles. Like, here's the recipe, stick to it. This is exactly what we do, that we are doing, and you need to follow along. Or is it a brand new thing for both of you guys, and they just brew the good beer, you're confident in their beer, slap your name on it? Yeah. Or are these signature beers that you're trying to brand?
Also,
I'm really
if you guys,
You're good, bro.
some of us don't always all know what contract brewing is. So if you want to like, explain what contract brewing is.
No, break it down. What's contract brewing? It's buying
well,
pre-made beer and putting your name on it.
Or you're using someone else's facility to produce the beer. Like if
Exactly.
you don't have the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. There we go.
They make the recipe. I make down to the water chemistry. You know, I have to get this very specific water chemistry and
It's got to be to a T.
specific temperatures.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be exactly.
So is it just, so are you contracting them to brew it because they have a bigger brewing system?
They can get it to more spots. They can do it up.
I mean, we have a distributor now, so we can get
Both.
the beer and get it in grocery stores. You know,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk into gas stations now and see it in the wild. It's fucking crazy. You know,
That's
it's just
awesome.
walking.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like,
So then is your goal to like get to a system that like you don't have to contract brew, or
No,
are you okay?
They can't do it. I mean,
No.
you can't have a 100-barrel system where you're at, right? I mean, it's just not.
no. I mean, we don't make
in
100
Puerto Rico,
barrels
it just wouldn't it wouldn't work.
Even
yeah.
in San Juan, who's got the biggest system in San Juan? San Juan's got to be the biggest city in Puerto Rico, yeah?
Yeah. Well, Old Harbor, which is Miramar Brewing, which is the place where we brewed another one of our beers.
Okay,
which
so
is
you're buddy
just
with
got done
them.
last week. They have 40 barrel system.
That's a huge system. The biggest
Yeah.
one we saw in Austin, I think, was 30 barrel. 40 barrels is huge.
No,
Yeah, we just brewed
Austin Beer Works was
40 barrels
60.
over
That was
latter.
60? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Same size as Treehouse. That's crazy.
So you got to see like
We
a
brewed
200-barrel fermenter. You got to brew 3 times to fill that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
they
the
asked
T-Rex
us, the big brewery here, the big lager macro kind of thing brewery, Medalla, just down in Mayagüez. They have 750 barrel fermenters outside. If you drive by, you'll see them.
Damn. It's a lot of glycol
Pretty
pumping
damn
through
huge.
that. Pumping
Crazy.
through those veins,
Yeah,
man.
through that system. Yeah.
What's a beer cost in Puerto Rico? What's a pint at a brewery or a bar?
Depends on where you are. Anywhere between $6 and $10.
Okay, so it's like here, California. It's all relative.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Unless you're in a really high-end place, that'll cost you, 10 to 12.
That's like LA.
But
or-
cocktails are a lot more expensive here.
Which is weird because all of the rum is down there. Seems like you have a
Yeah, it's a
surplus in rum, so those would be cheaper because it'd be more competitive.
No, because
make
the
sense.
thing is when they use, they may use cheap rum, but they also use expensive rum. But it's not it's not necessarily the ingredients you use. It's just the experience. They're right in front of the biggest tap room. Where if you ever come down, I'll show you in San Juan. There's this bar, Old San Juan in the old city, 500-year-old city. There's this 50 beers on tap beer bar that's been there for like 12, 13 years at our Nalubulo. And right across the street in this place that looks like, it's been run down. You walk in, there's La Factoria, which is one of the top 50 cocktail bars in the world. Which they've been for the 3rd year in a row this year. So they're like super fancy, like not fancy. You don't walk in there and it's not like a fancy place. It's like, typical high-end cocktail bar that's like in a hipster kind of neighborhood. But it's awesome. And it's owned by a friend of mine. And the cocktail there would run you $24. And then you tip and,
24
So
American?
yeah, of course. It's American dollars that we use here. It's just
Damn,
the
man.
same coin. But if you go
I
to
ain't paying
Lubulo, which is
$24 for a cocktail in New York or Abu Dhabi or Hawaii.
Oh, dude.
That's too much for me, man.
I'm telling you, it depends on where you go. That place is like a tourist trap,
Yeah, because the rum is really that good a quality because it's taxed higher.
Yeah.
There's more permits and stuff like that.
There's a lot of taxes on rum, like 3 times, probably 10 times more than beer. It's very expensive. It's very expensive to live here. It's the utilities are very expensive.
Damn, man.
Everything, is expensive, especially if you're in a tourist area like that. It's just ridiculous.
From all
But a
the
beer at that place I mentioned will run you between $7 and $11. For depends on what you order too.
we're used to paying that all over the nation. But as far as all the islands go down there, what do you think it's the most tourism? What do you think brings in the most tourism money?
Dominican Republic for sure.
What about the Bahamas? Is that more of like a cruise ship thing?
Well, I've never been there, so I don't know, but I'm guessing it is because it's so close to Florida. It makes sense to go there, so close.
Yeah,
But
most of the tourism for the Bahamas is all cruise ship.
It's all cruise ships?
It's all people coming off of cruise ships and stuff. Yeah.
No, where did Nick just come back from? Was he in the Dominican?
Dominican, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Punta Cana or
Punta
I'm sure I
Cana.
butchered that.
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
right. So the guy we went to Florida with, Chris Radiation, he just got back from the Dominican, but I've never heard of anybody going on vacation there. It was always
oh, dude,
Nassau, Bahamas.
if you wanna do like a weekend where you just drink yourself to death and eat yourself to death,
I'm down. Where do I sign?
They have these all-inclusive hotels in the Dominican. They're
Super
fine.
down.
They're not sketchy. They're not dirty.
Yeah.
They're awesome. And you pay a flat fee and you get all the food. I think the drinks you have to pay for, but they're super cheap. Yeah, man. It's totally recommended by.
Sounds like
I
a
want to
good
go. Yeah.
many
time
people.
for me.
The only place people have told me not to go to is Cuba. The two people I know, Brenna in Florida, she said she went to Cuba. Remember that gnome? She had all those weird stories about just everywhere you went, it was prostitution, toilets don't work. Here's a bucket at a dinner table. And then Donnie just went there and he was like, no, it's just it I don't know if it's communism or just a poor country, but he was like, I would not recommend this place.
Damn.
Well, you have to read about it to understand. It's very complicated. It's not a story for you.
Not a
like
complicated story though, but I mean, you could, do you recommend this place for foot traffic
I would totally
or no?
go to Cuba.
Oh, you
I
would?
totally go to Cuba.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I
not
don't
just
wanna-
what you see from Havana. You see Havana, you see all the TV and
Nick
stuff on
Smith's
TV
in
and all
here.
that from Havana, and it's totally not the same.
Okay.
everywhere,
I mean,
But
word of
again,
mouth's a
you
pretty
know-
reliable source. I was talking, to two people pretty recently about it, but these are also people that travel to, Switzerland and Stockholm. So to compare like this vibe to that is probably just different dimensions.
I
different
understand.
worlds.
I understand totally.
Yeah.
And I understand them not being comfortable there. Totally, it's very different.
I
But
think
I've traveled to
that
Europe too, and
I don't care about prostitution. I think there's a lot of prostitution in Waikiki and Hawaii, just walking around, and that's Hawaii, But some people
Oh,
that
fucking Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah, but some people are really rubbed the wrong way by prostitution, and I think those two people that went on those vacations were one of them. I'm not saying the prostitution is everywhere. I've never been there. I've just heard that. I don't care at all. The girls come up to me and they say, "How much money do you have?" I say, "I'm fucking broke. Easy fix." Like the city sucks now. None of that. But I've just heard stay away from Cuba. But I like that you're giving me the lighter
Oh.
side of that.
I will go in a heartbeat. Yeah, those are the nicest people on earth, right next to Puerto Ricans. I would say
All right.
they're really, really, really nice people, and they've been through,
They've been
really,
through a
really
lot,
bad-
yeah.
really
Yeah.
bad hardship.
Big shout out
Treated
to
badly by many people. So
yeah.
if you ever get a chance,
I've
just
seen
get out of
Scarface.
Havana. Just try to get out of Havana. It's very difficult. I understand. It's not something. It's for like people who want to, are not in a hurry to get anywhere and all that. But it's very. There's a lot of YouTube channels of people that have traveled there very recently, especially Latin American channels. So I don't know if it will show up on your feed or whatever, but there was a guy from Colombia who I watch who just went there and spent like a month there, and he told the real story. It's like there's really bad things and there's really good things, and the history,
Yeah.
the history that kids know and all that is all being manipulated, blah blah blah, whatever. It's it's their problem. It's not ours.
No, and you could
Right.
shine light, or you could shine, good or bad light on any city, really. Like I was just watching a Vice skateboarding thing about Pakistan. All these the skateboarding scene blown up in Pakistan, and everyone's killing it. And they're like, well, when do you hear about Pakistan? It's always like war, or bombs, or this
Nothing
and that.
good,
You never
yeah.
hear about like
Negative
tourism
stuff,
or
yeah.
money coming in, or new resorts, or breweries, or skate parks. It's always just like
Yeah.
the news.
I had this conversation
so.
recently about
And
music.
check that
It's the
out.
same
Check
thing.
that out if you guys are in the market. If you guys like Vice, you guys like Vice.
Yeah. I just recently had a conversation like this about music very quickly. About people missing out on things because of language barriers and all that. Because I was listening to this Argentinian band, and I was thinking of some friends in the States that I had that would love that band. And I was like, why did I never tell them about it? Why wasn't I ever... Because of the language barrier. It's like you think they're not going to get it because they don't understand, and they probably won't care because they don't know the lyrics and all that. So that dynamic is very interesting because it actually... I think a lot of people have missed out on things in music, especially, because we don't understand the language and we're not exposed to things from India or Pakistan or Greece or something, like really, or Kenya. Like I've started getting into African music recently.
Nice.
Yeah, and
And
the language about
it's
music, it
just-
doesn't really matter. Like Oye Como Va, and everyone's dad had the Santana albums growing up. It's not like you're watching a comedian in a different language or a movie in a different language. Music's got It
Right.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If it's flowing, it's flowing.
Yeah.
Joe Simmons says, been to all inclusives on Dominican Republic. Loved both trips. Best
There you go.
deal for the buck. Drink and eat till you bust. Shout out to Joe Simmons. Nick Smith,
yeah.
man. What's up, Raj? Miss you, man. We'll have a video
And
out
one
in a
other
couple
thing
weeks.
about the Dominican, man, those people can cook, bro. They're like really
Damn.
good cooks. Their food there is really good. So totally recommend it.
We do need another
Goes
short
against my
video.
own country, come to Puerto Rico. So, yeah.
Brett
The
Beard
brother Dominican.
says, I don't think you
it's
can
awesome.
fly directly to Cuba from the U.S. Where would you fly into then? Like Key West?
No,
I
you
think
can.
I
No, I
saw
think
it.
nowadays you can, since they opened
I
the
think
borders
you
up
do.
and everything. Because you used to have to like go through like Canada and then go to Cuba, kind of deal.
Speaking of moving around, man, guess whose passport came today? I'm going to Mexico.
Hey.
I know.
Where are you going, man?
I'm going to go to Tijuana.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys follow Booze Brothers or Culver, but they were just down there at our buddy Jerry's brewery in Tijuana. And I haven't talked to Jerry about it, but I talked to Mike, and I talked to a couple other guys. They were like, "You're gonna go down there and shoot a homebrew for life video?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, Jerry's he's very proud. He's very proud of Mexico and Tijuana. Like, don't do your homebrew for life bullshit. I was like, I would never do like anything about that, because everyone's got this, people who haven't been to Mexico. It's like what we talked about earlier. It's like, when do you hear about Mexico? It's just like cartel and sketchiness, and the cops are going to steal your money. That's all there, but it's also like, I got friends that go down to Tijuana all the time, and they just can't stop talking about their craft beer scene, their restaurant scene, their wine scene. All these places have blown up in the last 10 years. So I wanted to go down there and showcase it. And it wouldn't be anything at all like my weight loss video. It would be a strictly unique visitor video where like I probably wouldn't even be in it unless it was, me drinking B-roll. But no, like community and unique videos are completely different. And I wouldn't want to shine like anything but positivity about Tijuana and let people know like this is how it is. Like, like. But check out Booze Brothers Instagram or Culver. They just posted about his brewery's called Farhand down there. I could put it in the chat, but he finally got it opened up. It's been in the makings for, I think he's first told me about it 2 or 3 years ago. So he's pumped. So I'm going to go down to Tijuana. I don't care if I'm by myself or with 7 guys. I'm going to Tijuana, and I'll shoot this video, and hopefully it's cool. Patrick Standy, what's up, dog?
Gotta go down to Peru and Chile, Argentina.
I want to go to Lima, and it's funny because one of them flies to Lima, Peru, whether it's the Holy Spirit or Allegiant, but I look at where they go all the time because I want them to open up to San Diego so bad so I don't have to do Nashville to LAX anymore. But there's a cheap Lima flight down there. Austin
Yeah.
and Boston and Denver are always wide open, and the tickets are like $100. In Vegas,
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to push like a little bit further west. A little bit. I could do Knoxville to LAX, and that'd be awesome. But to drive 3 hours to Nashville.
CBC in 2024 is going to be Las Vegas.
What's up, Cartel? We got a super chat from the Cartel, and by Cartel I mean Chris Radiation, man. Cartel Diende Sinaloa. What's up, Raj? 1099. Come to Tijuana for the craft beers. So I'll be down there. I'm gonna do the Forrest Gump, Ferris Bueller thing. I'm gonna do Mexico and a Padre game all in one day, man. It's gonna be like CH's day off.
Wow.
Yeah. But hey, talking to my buddy Charles, and he's so relieved the monkey's off his back about all the trials and tribulations to open up a brewery in a saturated market, just to open up a brewery in general. What's the hardest part? Like, what was your hardest thing to do? Was it, getting a lease or finding the right people or coming up with money or creating a work culture with good morale?
No, the hardest part is trying to keep it open and going when you are not making any money. That was at least for me, because for years I couldn't pay myself, and it's really hard to justify spending all this money on this endeavor. And my wife and I just had our child when we opened the first business, but she was still young when we opened, we started brewing, and then when we opened the brewery, and she's only 11 now. But not quitting really is probably the hardest part, because it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to go, well, this is not going to work out. I don't have any money. Or we already opened and the pandemic hit and we can't do anything about this. We can sell to go, we can do a skeleton crew. Going through all that, I think, is the most difficult part of it, because the permits and the actual getting the equipment, figuring out recipes, figuring out distribution, figuring out what your business model is going to be, that's easy. Because if you know your market, that's easy. If you know where you are, your location, the people that your target, who more or less is going to come to your tap room, and if you create the atmosphere that attracts those people to your tap room, that's easy. That's not, that's something that we all know how to do, really. If you really think about it, it's like everyone who brews beer knows more or less what kind of environment they like to, have when somebody comes over to drink it, and what kind of experience you want to give them. So the hardest part for me has been the first 4 or 5 years, and then the pandemic, to actually not know if you're not going to be able to actually push through, because you do have something that's successful, but it's just too expensive, or you don't have enough people to actually make it happen. I don't know. I think that was the hardest.
How close were you to shutting down?
Let's see. Well, we did the thing. Was that many different things that happened in a row, because we had the hurricane and that shut us down for a month and a half. Yeah, and then we had in late 2019, we had the seismic sequence, and a bunch of earthquakes hit. And there was a really big one on January 5th of 2020. So I'm sorry. So we had to kind of shut down for a few weeks to actually figure out, because we were without power and all that. Then literally we opened back up, and then March 2020 happened. So we had to shut down completely, and then kind of figure out what we're going to do there. Because it was kind of like in a row. We had that since January. We've been going through this really tough time, and then we get the pandemic. But we pivot and we start selling to go. We do really well. But there was a point between the actual shutdown on March 17th or something, I think it was, and like the beginning of May, which was when we set up the website, and people could actually order through our website and come get the orders. I said about April, we were really close to actually going, well, if we can't open by April 1st or 2nd, we're gonna have to shut it down, because or try to sell it or something. So we were very close.
You have one other partner. I'll
Damn.
put your link in the description of this video. You've got one other partner. Were you guys always on the same page with that?
Yeah, very much. We're we're very different people. We do kind of figure stuff out in the same way, and we get along very well. We don't do small talk. It's very professional, and it's we're really good friends. But we were always all in. It's like there's no other thing I can do right now, and even if I quit this or if I sell this,
Then
how
what?
much money will I be actually able to get and all that during that time?
Back to what? What was the job before this? I mean, is that job even there?
I was a musician for a long time, and I worked at studios, and I worked theater and all that, so that wasn't a possibility.
It's funny because Adam Makes Beer came on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about the good managers and the good owners out there. It's the ones that don't show emotion. Like, everyone's cool, but when the chips are down, that makes a good boss, because when the boss starts freaking out, it gets weird. And I worked at a place 5-6 years ago for a little bit, and it was it was a guy that thought that if he made good beer, he was going to hit Fort Knox. He was going to hit the California Lotto. It was the gold rush, and he didn't get it. There was so many other factors that just having good beer. And he would come in and say to us, like, hey, the business isn't doing good. If we don't have a good night tonight, my wife's going to divorce me. And I'm just looking, I'm like, dude, fuck you, man. Like, what the fuck was that all about? Like, what do you want me to do? Your wife's going to divorce you? What do you want your beer tenders to do? Serve everyone triple IPA? You're like, how much more can you upsell as a beer tender? And long story short, he's not around anymore. He sold that business. Yeah. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. So
yeah, you have to there's have to be a part of your personality in it for sure. It can't be just like cookie cutter. There has to be something there for people to actually want to go and figure out what you're doing and taste the beers that you're making. There has to be somebody that's the face or the spirit behind it, more than the face, more like the spirit behind the whole thing. I think it's very important for the cultural aspect of the brewery.
Yeah,
not just trying to sell as much beer as possible, because anybody can do that. That's just start a bar if you want to do that.
And the guy I'm talking about, he also crashed his car drunk.
The vistas, if weed was legal in Puerto Rico, it's medical weed is legal. So you probably have to get somebody with a car.
What up, East in the Barrage? What up, Jonathan Elliott?
I have one. So
yeah. The dude that was telling us his wife was going to divorce him if we didn't do $2,000 on a Tuesday night. He was also the same owner that crashed his car drunk and was going to have the head brewer take the fall, and the head brewer was down with that because the brewery owner was like a pillar in the community. And I was like, yeah, this is not going to work. You're not going to have employees, man. You are the shittiest dude ever.
Seems like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a douchebag.
Yeah. I'm not going to say his name. I'll tell you guys off camera or what brewery it is. But this dude had really good brewers, really good staff, and this and that, and no one lasted more than 90 days.
Yeah, it's a bad sign.
Very bad sign. Yeah. Terrell Owens. You got to go to a new team every year, and you're blaming everybody else. But you're on, 6 teams in 5 years. Maybe it's you, huh? What up, Eric Nelson? What's up, you barrage? Can I get you a T-shirt and a hat? Speaking of merch, man, I got a new hat coming from Brown Man Brewing. Did you pick one up? No.
Not yet. I am gonna get one.
I haven't even seen it.
When you do the black mesh.
I haven't even. I don't know if it's not coming up on my Instagram, but Alia said he's got new merch. I was like, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. What up, Beer Quaz Nation? We must marry women that commit until death do us part. Are there any left? I got the last one. Probably.
You may have.
Yeah, you may have. Yeah, I'm a weird. I'm a weird breed, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a girlfriend ever again. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I tried the online dating thing. They're like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, well, I pour beer at night, and then I make these fucking YouTube videos. Like, what do you, your YouTube videos? Like, what are you
Vlog.
talking about? Like, yeah, chug a bunch of beers and I make beer. She's like, no, seriously, like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just go somewhere else right now.
It's a serious career.
Yeah. When people hear about Homebrew for Life, it's generally a good thing. When you have to explain your YouTube channel, just tell everybody you sell insurance. Just tell them you sell umbrella packages and they will stop talking. Tell them you're a cop. Tell them you're a cop that sells insurance on the side. However you want to make somebody not talk to you at all right now or ever again, tell them that you're a cop that sells insurance.
That's hilarious.
And if we throw in your life insurance and your tornado insurance, we'll get you this umbrella package. The more you spend, the more you save. The more you spend, the more you save. That always cracked me up. Jorge, we talked about this kind of when you were in the chat, though. Do you drink with your employees? Do you go out and not your
I
big...
mean, we've. No, go ahead.
Not like your owners. You guys are on the same title, but like, what are your drinking policies at your establishment? If you work a shift, can you just get annihilated for free when you get off? Sounds like a no. Sounds like a no.
No, we all pay a discount. I don't get any beer for free at my place.
You're the owner,
I pay for everything.
I
pay for everything.
I love that.
No. I just we get an employee discount, but we, the owners, also get that discount. We don't get anything for free. I don't take beer home from the brewery. If I take beer home, I have to pay for it. It pays for the business. It pays for the future.
Right.
Yeah, but when you're the last to leave and no one's looking around, you grab that. No, I believe you. I'm just.
Nah.
Because when somebody sees you do that, then it's kind of this whole weird thing.
No, I mean, you're the leader. You're supposed to be the example.
No, I know. I hear you, man. And it's funny because I was out, I keep bringing up Charles from Yeehaw, but I was like, hey, man, let's do a whiskey, man. You just opened up. And he was like, I can't drink hard alcohol here. I said, it's your day off. Let me buy you a shot. He said, I can do a beer shot. I created this rule that no one's allowed to drink hard alcohol here. Employees, obviously, they have a no drinking policy while you're working. And when you're off, you can drink beer. You can come in on your day off, but you can't drink hard alcohol because hard alcohol just opens up a whole other world. It's a whole other world out there.
That's a good rule.
It's a good rule. And I was like, okay, man, I'm going to do this shot of whiskey. He's like, cool. I'll do a beer shot with you. I was like, well, and his employees were behind him like, hey, let's go to this place or down the street. And he's like, I'll get annihilated with my employees outside of here. I'll go take shots, but I created this rule that no one's allowed to drink hard alcohol here, whether you're off the clock or whatever. And if someone sees me take that shot now, the world's not going to come crashing down.
But it's not creates an issue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
now it's going
to be a monster. No, this dude runs I love
good tight ship.
Yeah, and the older I get, I love beer, but I also love when people just run businesses. They're just a smooth. I don't give a shit if you're picking up dog shit or it's a product or a service that you're selling. I love watching people just run their shit. No one's under the table. Everyone's licensed. Everyone's got all the stuff. Good customer service. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we are very proud to do. Everything that we do is legit. There's nothing under the table. There's no tricks or, trying to get past the government or anything. And the government people love us for it. They're super happy. The people from the alcohol.
They get their cut, bro. They get their cut.
Yeah, but they
get their cut, but they're also you're not hard to deal with or anything like that.
By the books.
Yeah.
We're nice to them and they're nice to us. They're super cool. Some of them go drink in our tap room and all that. It's super cool.
Yeah. Kim Hill. Today we're going to learn about real leadership. I'm going to go get another beer. When I come back, I want Jorge to ask Noam a question. You have a minute to think about it. I'll be right back.
No, how are you?
No, not that. Doesn't count.
Doing very well. I do have a question for you, though, Jorge.
Yes, sir.
This goes back about an hour. You were talking about how one of your brew days during the week is a double batch brew day.
Yes.
So is that the same beer? That's my first part of the question. Is it both brews the same beer?
Not necessarily. Sometimes we do. Like tomorrow, we're brewing two of the same, but we can do two different beers. Usually, what we try to do if one of the beers that we bring that day has a whirlpool, for example, or like a late hop addition or a hop stand or something, then we brew that one first. So we get the longer brew
Hunt
session out
first.
first, and then we do the shorter with the second team that comes in at
Makes
around
sense.
11
Gotcha.
a.m. Yeah, so they finish up today, and yeah, we start at 5 a.m. end up at around 7 p.m. around that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
I wasn't
about
sure if it was
14-hour
like
day. Damn.
a flagship
Wow.
type thing you do, or to like fill a bigger fermenter. I was just curious.
No, because a lot of fermenters are 3 barrel.
Oh,
We
okay.
have two uni tanks that are 3 barrel. Both our bright tanks are 3 barrel also, and
I'll put your
our
Instagram in the
ferment-
chat. We'll get
Thanks,
some,
man.
yeah, we'll
Appreciate
get
it.
some pictures, man.
So we're at super high capacity. I mean, at top capacity right now. We're brewing as much as we can, literally, and we also have the claw hammer, which we've been abusing lately. I just brewed a honey fermented blueberry hard seltzer on it.
Are you using that as like a pilot system, kind of like
We're
to test
using that as a
recipes?
pilot just for the tap room. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Nice. Is it their like 10 gallon kettle, or is it the 20-gallon kettle?
It's the 20-gallon 240. Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Got some
Nice.
good-looking girls on your Instagram, Jorge. Who's this? What's going on over here?
So there's a
the
couple breweries in
Caribbean,
Rhode
man.
Island too that use the claw hammer for their pilot system.
Reza and Eileen.
It's good to see that kind of growing.
All right, I'll take it easy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's a great system. It's a really, really great system, and you can
Yeah.
really be in control. And it's small enough, and we can literally brew whatever we want on it. And
Especially like
I-
it's like a brew in a bag system, right? So it keeps it
Yeah.
all compact. It's all in one
Mhm.
kind of thing.
That's you. Your partner's name's Renee, yeah? I just put a link in the
Renee,
chat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rene Perez, yeah.
Try to pull
Yeah,
some
we
more
are.
pictures.
The claw hammer. We did a stout for Christmas, like a holiday stout kind of thing with a couple spices, and
Nice.
then I did this special beer for like a hazy kind of pale ale. I did for I don't remember if I used Galaxy. I think it was a Galaxy. Hazy pale ale, and then I brewed that seltzer now, and then now I finally got my hands on some Phantasm powder, so I got some of that, and then I got some. One of the local distributors has been getting all the omega yeast thiolized
Oh,
strains.
nice.
So I'm gonna start playing with mash hopping and all that really soon.
Okay.
That's good. That's the next project with the claw hammer,
hammer.
because on the big
Okay.
system that doesn't really make any much sense right now. So
Yeah, Jorge,
Okay.
and we've done the podcast, we've talked before, but explain to people the realities of getting recipe, being on an island and trying to get ingredients and stuff like that. A little bit different vibe than us up here.
yeah. The main problem with that is the logistics. Is trying to get things delivered on time and even in good condition. It's very hot down here, so having non-refrigerated trucks, being on a ship for a week, would probably do a big number on non-pasteurized beer, for example. So that's one problem. And also, inflation in general has gotten the grain prices ridiculous. It's like some
yeah.
of the things that we order from BSD are gone up per bag, have gone up like $14-15. So
Yeah, that adds up.
it's a big problem, and the logistics for actually getting ingredients on here, except for hops get here pretty fast. We can get hops rather
That's
quickly,
good.
and we have a local distributor for yeast that he does good prices, so we actually buy yeast locally. But the grain, everything really comes from the States and Europe.
States.
So
Is that the
it,
hardest ingredient to get? Is the grain?
yeah, because we need so much of it.
It's a weight thing.
Right now we're buying from another brewery, Ocean Lab Brewing, which is down up in San Juan. We're buying a bunch of grain from them. They're selling us mostly their 2-row, but we still get order from the big BSG and all that. We still ordered from them directly too, because of the specialty malts, and they have more variety also. So we get the 2-row locally, make sure it's fresh. and all the specialty stuff we get, and lactose and all that we use in some of our beers we get from outside. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this your ocean view from your patio right here? The link that I just put into the chat.
Let's see.
Can you see the ocean, or is that
Oh, that is
No, not from
nice.
where we are now. No.
okay?
Let's see. Let's see what the link is. I'm not curious now.
Looks like another bar on the sand.
Oh no, that's Ocean Lab Brewing. That's the actually that's their teeny tiny tap room up in right by the airport in San Juan. It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Place
It's
looks
like
killer.
it's a beach club, and it's like there's memberships, and there's a big stage, and they always have really big music concerts there. and
Hell
stuff,
yeah.
so-
No,
Yeah,
I got to
good
get down
brewery.
there, man. I haven't been there in 18 years.
Look at that. There you go.
How many
Have to.
breweries are there on the island of Puerto Rico?
I think it's 22 now.
Damn. I was
Yeah.
not expecting
I
that.
mean,
That's pretty good. That's
It's
really
a-
good.
it's-
for
Well, how
an
big is
island.
Puerto
Like,
Rico? How big is it?
very.
It's
It's,
small.
What, 100 by 35 miles?
So that's like the size of like Vermont
That's like Connecticut.
or
Like
Connecticut?
Something like
It's
that.
100
Something
miles
like-
long.
It's 100 miles, I guess, from west to east. And
West to
35
east.
from
That's
north.
small.
Yeah.
That's
It's very
small.
fun. It's like Jamaica.
So you know all these guys though. 22 is not a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know all the
Nah.
owners and the head brewers and stuff
They're
like
all
that.
very small. They're all
Yeah.
very small. Some of them are very recent. So
Is there more of a
We hang out,
community
man.
vibe or a competition? Because there's always kind of a
Nah.
Venn diagram of it, but like which way does it swing more? Is it more community?
now it's very much community. I mean, it's none of these breweries have the I mean, none of them. I should say that. I guess most of us don't really have the need to grow so big that we have to overtake the other space or
Monopolize.
whatever.
Yeah.
We have plenty of business where we are, and if we do grocery stores, that's a different market, and all that with the cans and all that. But we can easily just do a little tiny tap room, and not pay that much rent in a little town in the middle of the island or something, and survive because it's not that expensive. Real estate is not super expensive here.
It's just your
Utilities
$24
are-
rum cocktails. It's cheap as hell to live there
Well,
if you live that
I
sober
get-
life.
Again,
You're broke
that's
as
in
shit
a
if you live
tourist
the-
trap.
Yeah.
That's in a tourist trap in San Juan. The bar down the street from where I live, you can get your rum and coke for $2.
That's what I'm talking about, man. But if
It's-
if your neighborhood
That's-
brewery came over and they're like, "Hey, man, we're out of Galaxy hops, man. Can we pick some up from you?" Are you
Hell
like,
yeah.
"Motherfucker, they're 3 times the price," or are you gonna give them to them for
No.
free?
No, not for free. I have to charge them what I paid for
I'm
them.
kidding. No, I'm kidding with a lot of these questions I'm throwing at you tonight, man. And,
We wash
I like it
kegs
a
for
lot.
other breweries. We,
That's a
whenever
common
somebody
thing,
needs
yeah.
grain, they can come in, and I have enough to roll or whatever.
That's still how San
And-
Diego is. Someone's got a bigger keg washer. Someone's got bigger storage
Yeah.
space. Like you could help somebody out or rent it out or something. That still goes on.
We
up in-
help each other out all the time, and we
That's
know
good.
each other for a long time too now. So it's
I
awesome.
like it. I like it a lot. What's going on with the chat over here? I feel like we're neglecting some of these guys. Ron Barnes, have any of you guys used Adena hops in place of Mittelfra? What do you think about it?
That sounds interesting.
I don't
I've
brews.
never, no,
Yeah.
I never,
What's
Never
French?
heard of it, didn't I?
I think they're French.
Can Ron
hops.
say what Adina hops are like? Because I have no idea. I never heard of that.
What up, Jaggers? What's up, man? Good to see Shea Brews Beer still here, holding it down. Ben Spain.
Oh, what was
Chris
Jorge's
Radiation.
question for Gnome?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what was that again? I had to
What
what?
was your question for Gnome?
You got a whole minute to think about it.
I have to ask Gnome a question. I have no.
Yes,
idea
you
what he's
do.
talking about.
Yeah. Ask him any beer question. Gnome is a hell of a homebrewer. He just sent me an Ollie some beer.
Yeah, he's smart.
It was
I don't know
lights
shit.
out. It was lights out.
Every time I
Seriously?
talk to Gnome, I realize, yeah, I really don't know shit about brewing.
Oh, Gnome's
Well,
a,
I genuinely want to know, Gnome,
Yeah.
if you have tasted stylized beers and what's your impression?
I have not. I don't. I've read a lot about them, heard a lot of people talk about them. Just haven't really experimented it with myself. I think I have tried one. It was at a local brewery, and it was their first time using it, so kind of, it was okay. I do want to make one myself. It does seem fascinating. It's a lot of different things I normally wouldn't do, especially the mash hopping.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really know. There hasn't been like a solid example, or even like a one to purchase really from like a regional.
Omega
brewery.
Omega
I
does
don't know.
one.
Doesn't other half do
Yeah, I
one?
mean like a brewery that like actually has one for sale. It seems like
Yeah.
like one and done almost. Like
Right.
there's not really a repetition
Wow.
to it.
Was it
Like,
kind
it's
of
not
like
oh, that was
a
so
quick
good. Let's
fad
make it again.
almost? You think?
I think people are
it-
still trying to like figure it out and like see what works and how to kind of manipulate it. To be honest,
Yeah, make it work for them, kind of thing.
But if the
Also,
name of
what
the,
are you drinking? What's that beer you're drinking?
Oh,
man?
it's called Lollipop Forest. It's fruited sour from Deciduous. They're out of New Hampshire.
There you go.
They're a really good brewery. They do a lot of the hype beers.
Is that
doesn't?
sour?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. The sour.
Yeah, it's
you
really
say
good.
what fruit has? What was the fruit? again?
Raspberry and blackberry. A little bit
Raspberry
of milk sugar as well.
Gnome's a sour
Okay.
barrage. He just hates the malty stuff. Even though he got
So
a
I just
beer at Cigar City, he got a brown ale after trying my buddy Nick's, and then he
Yeah.
ordered it, and then he talked about how he hated brown ales, but he liked that one. No,
Maduro.
It was okay. I'm also not a fan of nitro beers, and it was nitro.
Ugh.
he got drunk off
Yeah.
Newcastle in high school and it fucked him up. He's never gonna be the same.
Pretty much.
He's got
asked
PTSD
you-
from Newcastle.
I
This
asked
is
two
The
questions.
beer
man.
I'm drinking.
I asked no.
So Nick
two questions.
Smith. Oh, sorry.
Drink.
No,
Nick
it's
Smith
fine.
said, Phantasm is for people who don't know how to use hops. That's hilarious.
I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna try them out. See what they actually are capable of.
Adam makes beer
Oh,
crack.
this is your first time doing it as well?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't yet. Yeah,
I'm doing
I will
it's-
be
it's-
probably next week.
It's still too new, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I'm just doing the pilot because I don't want to commit to a fucking 3-barrel system.
Right.
Yeah.
a batch or
Yeah.
something I'm not gonna like.
What does that cost
But it
for a
sounds
3-barrel?
fascinating.
What does that cost for?
All
How much grain are we talking?
Well, not the big part there is the yeast and the Phantasm. The Phantasm, I bought it for like $40 a pound. It's fucking crazy.
But a 3-barrel
Really?
batch is going to cost you
What's a
what,
typical
about
yeast
$300
cost, though?
A 3-barrel batch.
Yeah,
What's the typical cost? Around
West-
250.
for like a West Coast IPA,
Probably, yeah, around 250.
$250.
Yeah.
$150.
Well, if it's an imperial like West like double IPA, it'd probably be twice as much, almost like $400 in ingredients.
I'm using a Herzbrucker for this next batch of beer. Never brewed
But a
that.
thiolized bitch of like a 3-barrel would be like $300 in itself. So
Right.
I would
Oh,
never.
wow. Yeah.
Is there any?
Unless I could harvest, I would never.
You know, we're talking about breweries that signs of breweries. You know, if you have 2 production facilities, you're killing it. Another good measure, maybe I don't know, maybe not so much. There's a lot of breweries that have silos in a lot of cities. Silos in Austin for sure, right? Silos in Rhode Island up there.
Yeah.
Do,
There's
do people have silos in Puerto Rico?
Some breweries.
Cut your grain
Yeah, the
costs in
bigger
half?
ones. The bigger
Yeah.
one has.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's not really, that could be like a, not a
don't know,
false sense of
actually.
success. But if you have a silo though, like you're brewing a lot.
You're
moving
killing
a
it
lot
for
of beer.
sure.
You're moving a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You're moving a lot of sugar. And you cut your cost in half, or you, I think it's like almost in half or whatever. But you can go from like, you know, what do we pay as home brewers for 2-row? Like $1.25. Then if you buy a 55-pound bag, you get it for like 80 cents. Like you can get it for like
I
17
think you get it 80 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I pay
pound,
like
yeah.
70 cents or something.
Put that 2-row in a silo or whatever your base malt is, Marisada, or I'd imagine it's more often than not a lot of 2-row.
2-row, yeah.
Yeah, Nick Smith says, Jorge, what's with that? What's that with the BJ?
Yeah, we
Always
saw
talking
that.
about-
Definitely made the video. This next Florida video might get me thrown off YouTube, but I think my channel kind of hit a wall anyways. This might be the last hurrah. But yeah, there was.
You keep saying that.
I've been trying to get my channel canceled since 2018, man. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna finally go out on like the most PG-13 related short rib video or something. You know, it's gonna be something that gets 800 views, and then it's just for
Oh,
whatever
okay. Now I
reason,
got
they're
the
gonna-
reference. It
they're
took me a
gonna
while. I'm so
pull my
slow.
monetization. What happened to him?
I finally got the reference that Nick was talking about.
When that girl
You
was
found the
Frenching that dude's domer, and I ran over there to cheer him on. She ran off all scared. I still high fived that dude. Yeah, the
Yeah, that one.
yeah. I was
That's
looking at
hilarious.
I was looking at some of that B-roll the other day. Like, I don't think we remembered coming back to the Airbnb any night. But I've got footage of you like dancing. What was the thing you do when you're drunk?
Oh no, really?
This is how we do it. You were going up to everything.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Oh, that's
no.
making the video. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Is
I'm
it cool if I?
embarrassed as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's being embarrassed is awesome though. Can I put in that
Yeah,
part
yeah.
where you get knocked out by the guitar?
Oh yeah. Go.
Is that
it's
cool?
Awful
All right.
quality, but yeah, go have at it.
That's going to be the B-roll shot, not my video games going on in the background. No, it'll be cool. I just need a couple weeks. Got to go to Men's Warehouse tomorrow. Tuxedo. Just a little bit behind, man, but I'll come back with some Homebrew for Life content. And that Tampa vlog will be live in about 2 weeks. I think that'll be
Awesome.
fun for me, you, Nick, and Chris Radiation to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Ta-
definitely want to watch it. I'll have FOMO during the whole video.
Town's got a vibe, man.
you-
Ybor City is
You
a
were missed,
vibe.
man.
Yeah.
There's a question from Van Spain. Says, how is the homebrew store situation in Puerto Rico? There's
Good question. Finally, a good question.
There is one homebrew store that pretty much caters to everybody. A lot of people order stuff online, really. So I don't think they have any or many customers outside of San Juan, which is where they're located. But those guys started a tap room in the homebrew store, just like Gino's. They have homebrew and they have a little tap room, like wine barrel
That's
system.
cool.
And it's awesome. Their beer is really good. They've been making beer for 20-something years. And those guys have been around for a long time. There's three brothers, the Norris brothers. They're actually, their last name is Norris. So Billy Norris, who's the oldest, I think he's the oldest one. He's been brewing for something like 30 years. Since he was very, very young. And they started a little tap room there. So they have
That's
homebrew
neat.
shop. It's called Caribbean Brewing, actually.
Caribbean.
And if you look it up, Caribbean Brewing, and the brewery, the tap room is called Lúpulos Hermanos, which is the Lupulin brothers, if you will. And they are making some really solid beer. And I love those guys. Caribbean Brewing.
Earlier, Jorge, somebody also asked, what's the home brewing community like there?
Oh, there's
Is there any
Homebrewers de
clubs?
Puerto Rico. Yeah, there's a club that's called Homebrewers de Puerto Rico, which is on Facebook. If you look them up, they're really, really active. They do things all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
They do, they come up with competitions and they travel outside the island to actually take some homebrewers beer to other competitions in Latin America and parts of the United States too. So they're pretty pretty active right now. Homebrewers
That's
de Puerto
awesome.
Rico. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do you think that most people, when we've talked about this before, and I said something kind of rude. Somebody asked a question. I said, finally a good question. I was referring to myself in that because I feel like I always fumble trying to come up with content or material for this channel. But do you think that most people watch, we talked about this before, most people, their brewing references aren't books or magazines. They said that they mostly watch more YouTube videos. Do you think people in Puerto Rico watch channels in English or Spanish more, or the same?
You mean a general audience or the homebrew, like the brewer?
Like if you,
Homebrewer
yeah,
audience.
because there's like I talk with Raul about his demographics, and he has a Spanish speaking channel, and his traffic is completely different than mine. It's completely different. He's got somewhat of a Portuguese crowd, Spain. The countries that watch Homebrew for Life are America, Canada, Australia, and Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean,
A lot
I'm
of Sweden, yeah.
I'm
Not a
sure it's
lot,
mostly
but-
English. I'm sure it's mostly English for people from here. But
But what
you know,
about
the fact
yourself?
that
Do you watch more YouTube videos in Spanish or English?
English, yeah,
English.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Whatever
it's-
I watch in Spanish is either has to do with politics or travel, basically.
Okay.
Fair enough. Duly noted. I gotta learn Spanish, man. I gotta learn Spanish.
So,
Any language.
quick
I-
The
I'd
question.
bad
love
thing
to
about
learn
Spanish
another
is the accents,
there's-
man. It's just we all have different accents and we all speak
That
it
is
kinda
very
differently.
true.
I want to learn
Even the
Mandarin.
Portuguese and the Brazilians are, if you,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
also very different.
I can understand Portuguese. Most Portuguese, I can actually have a conversation, me in Spanish and the other person in Portuguese, and we can
Yeah.
understand each other. But
Close enough type thing.
But it's also like how like British English and American English are different too, right? Like both
literally
English, but like
literally versus the
That's-
dudes. Yeah.
the slang
Yeah,
is
some of the
different.
spellings
And
especially.
yeah,
spelling,
accents and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Some like I always talk about the people from Chile have some people from Chile had this. They speak really quickly, and sometimes I don't understand some of the channels I watch.
They're just going so fast. Yeah.
Because they're going so fast, so I gotta put on subtitles for.
Quick question. So what is it like to scale from like when you do a brew on your pilot system, like the claw hammer system, and then moving that to your 3-barrel system? What's the process of like scaling up and things like that?
Is it just
Well,
match
Do you
everything
just
from
plug it
water
into
prop?
like into like Brewer's Friend, or do you like
it
Or
doesn't
do
really
you-
match. The thing is that you have different equipment profiles.
Right, because
So
we just pull
I
our
have an
bag
equipment-
up. You know, you have what, like maybe a wort grant, or how do you recircle? I mean, there's a different.
Yeah,
but like efficiency is going to be
absolutely.
different on both systems?
That's what it's
right?
going to come down to, is efficiency. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's more of an efficiency thing because in Beersmith I had the claw hammer equipment profile, and then I have mine, and I
Right.
can do 1-to-1. You know, I can just move it 1-to-1, but then I will
Yeah.
have to adjust. I will
Okay.
have to adjust for my water. I will have to adjust for the amount of water, and I will have to adjust for the losses, especially because we have more
Right.
losses. You know, and
With
and
that much
just
more
having-
grain, yeah.
and the hoses too. So there's a lot of liquid
Oh,
that
yeah.
stays in the hoses. Yeah, so that's you have to account for that. Yeah, but it's not that hard. It's
Okay. I mean, you've done it for so long now, so you've kind of got the hang of it at this point then.
yeah. I mean,
Cool.
it's taken a while with some beers, especially with the lighter ones. It's the most difficult. You know, when you brew a lager or something like that, it's more difficult
Yeah.
to figure out because it's like, you know, the efficiency is sparging, especially sparge water.
Mhm.
You know, it's a bit of a problem if you can't get that right, because if you use too much, sometimes you know have to figure out then how much you're gonna actually boil and all that. Depends on how much you lose in boiling, how much strong your flames are, and all that. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of figuring stuff out on the fly. But
Yeah, do you add dry malt extract on a commercial scale? Because I know a lot of breweries who have a lot of secrets where they'll throw in cane sugar for their double IPAs to kind of cut corners. Do you do that, or is that not a question you want to talk about live?
No, I can.
What are all
I
the
talk about
corners that
recipes
you
openly.
cut? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, we cut corners by adding 20% corn sugar. Yeah, we use on the beers that we really want to dry out, we use corn sugar. But
Yeah.
it's not because we want it to be higher alcohol.
No, and that's not
Because
a
we
hidden
can easily do
secret
that
either.
with grain.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might miss on original gravity, and I might put some corn sugar in the boil. I don't have a problem with that. And sometimes you dilute. You know, the beer
Yeah,
came out
adding
too high,
water.
so you have to dilute a little bit. But Beersmith has tools for that, and it's just, you know, depends if you have your equipment down. It's easy.
Do you have?
Do you guys have auto water at your brewery?
hot water
What's
on
that?
demand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
we
guys
do.
have like
Yeah.
reverse osmosis water?
No, not reverse osmosis, but we do filter our water.
You filter it.
twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you've got hot
yeah.
water on demand.
Yes, we do.
Hells yeah.
We got
Yeah,
it.
hot liquor tank.
What
Yeah.
the biggest question of them all, though? Do you have a farmer that picks up your spent grain and then comes back
Every
a
day.
week, and then comes back with a pig
Nice.
for you? He comes back with baby back rib. You got that lined
Oh, that'd
up?
be nice.
Yeah, they offer every year. They either offer to do like a roast pig,
Nice.
Pig
That's
roast, yeah.
or
Yeah,
they
that's
bring
awesome.
eggs
Have
over
Alias
from the
fly
chickens.
over and smoke that for you.
Hell
Yeah, yeah,
yes. That's the ultimate
If you have any
collab,
barbecue
man.
questions, yeah, let me know.
Holy
I'm
shit. Yeah.
like, you can ask Gnome beer questions. You can ask me barbecue questions.
There
I
you
know more
go.
about barbecue
Let's
than I know
fucking
about beer.
go.
You
I
need
know
to know
more-
about lechon, man.
I know about microwaving quesadillas on a high. 1 minute, even if it's Velveeta or not.
But you know that's bullshit because I'm sure those short ribs are really good.
No, everything. I'm kind of a competitive guy. I come off like an idiot and this and that. But when I'm filming something or I'm spending a lot of time doing something, like, I'm going to try to make it be the best.
Best, yeah.
I mean, you have to. I mean, cooking. I've never barbecued, and I want to get into it. And all the odds is going to be my senpai
There
when
you
that
go.
time comes. But no, when every batch of beer I've ever brewed, like, I've always kind of been super competitive about how I want it to turn out. My only problem is that how to be not competitive, but 100% focused while there's 10 people over. That was my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I remember, like, one of my brew days, like, I had a few neighbors over and whatnot, and I was just like, no.
Yeah,
Like,
your first impression.
It's too much. Like,
Right.
it was too much. And
you
so,
need a
like,
drink.
pretty,
This guy's asking where the toilet paper is now. This
Yeah.
overflowed. Like, fuck, man. Here we go.
That's a big no-no at a commercial brewery too, because that just
Right.
makes your day longer.
it's
That's
just way longer.
immediately-
It makes it more
yeah.
stressful.
No brew before
Yeah,
the
so, like,
boil.
I only have, like, one person or maybe two, but, like, it's always just only one other person that's with
Mhm.
me brewing. Like, and he's helped me brew a bunch. Like, he helped started Brownman Brewing with me. So, like that's the type of person I want.
Yeah,
with
and they
me,
can't
you
be
know?
brand new too, because then they're going to be asked,
Mm.
"What does that button do?" 21 questions. What is it? Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
First, like, so he was my next door neighbor, right? So, like,
What does
when
that
we
red
first
button that
started-
says emergency do? Like, can I touch? You know, what is
Check.
that? What is the biggest red button on your control panel?
Oh, you pull out the fuse? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Gnome?
Rarely is it a benefit to have people around while you're brewing. It's usually
Yeah,
a
no, for
negative,
sure.
and,
Yeah.
and like it just leads to distractions and mistakes and things that you miss or forget. It's just I've done it a couple times where people, because they're curious and like, oh, I want to see a brew. I don't do it anymore. I don't tell people I'm brewing.
No.
Yeah.
Like last minute, I'll toss a post on Instagram, but that's about it.
No,
'Cause
remember
it's just never a good thing.
Remember Cigar City? We went there. Nick and Chris, if they're still hanging out here, you know, a lot of breweries think it's cool to have your system right out there, you know, and it is eye candy and people have a lot of questions. But if you're brewing and everyone's walking around like, like this is where you make beer, this, like, that'd be my fucking nightmare. That was Maury's nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, people walking through your workspace and this and that. And I remember even when I was working construction, like, a guy changed the guy's station or touched his thing. He's like, I'm going to throw a punch now. Like, imagine people consistently the same questions all day. Not only that, but they're drunk. You know, they're drinking in a tasting room.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, what is this and that? You're like, guys, just put me in the back. Like, no, this isn't. When the craft beer thing started in San Diego in 2013, 2014, they were doing brew tours, you know, bringing people through the back while they were working. It brought in no extra money. If anything,
Right.
it fucked production up. You know,
Yeah.
here's 20 people that have been drinking all day, and they've probably been drinking Smirnoff Ices and hard seltzers on their limo or scavenger van coming over here.
Yeah.
I know they're going to walk in the back and they want to take a picture with the brewer, and this girl's got high heels on and she's stumbling. Like, this doesn't make business better at all. What happened to Jorge? Chris Radiation.
I think he's having internet issues.
He's always got the internet, man. We're going to set up a GoFundMe, man, for your Xfinity bill this month, man. You got to start paying your bills,
Get
Jorge.
him one of those Elon Musk Skylink things, whatever the hell they're called.
Get him his own satellite. Get him his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody wants to come help. Good to see Hoovenall in here, man. Much love to Hoovenall for that super chat last week, man. And everybody who supported Sarah Flores' channel. Hey, Alias, when you were taking off, man, we started talking about your new hats, new merch. If you want to throw that in the chat, talk about it or showcase it, man. Because we've been talking about... Yeah.
We'll head out.
Brewing Bad, Whore Who. More like Whore Who tonight, man.
Yeah, no, I got hats for sale and
1-800
$25
collect.
local pickup and $35 ship.
We'll throw it in the chat.
Oh, I guess I can throw
Or-
the
or
Instagram
not.
post in the chat.
Yeah, I'll message you tomorrow about that. I want one of the black mesh ones.
Black mesh?
I
Okay.
look stupid in a hat, to be honest, but I want to support you, so it's all good.
Oh, you don't gotta do that. You already bought a
No,
shirt,
I'll-
so.
Now I have to see Gnome in a
Fuck
hat.
that, man.
You got to see Gnome in like one of those like the little cartoon hats where you got the propeller on top. Every panel is like a different color.
I
like
would totally rock one of those.
Yeah.
Either that or a dunce hat.
Yeah. Dunce hat's
Yeah.
like
Doing
like
that.
that's like the KKK shape, right? Like I don't know if you pull that
Oh
out.
yeah, maybe not. Yeah, but
Is
it says
Oh,
dunce
yeah,
on
you're
there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What's up with
Maybe not that.
Bruce wants to know, Gnome, what are you drinking? Hey.
So yeah, I just posted.
Speaking of buying
It's a
hats,
raspberry and blackberry sour.
check out who's in the chat right now. It's Sean Creed. What's up, Braj? I think he's working. I think he should be
Hey.
working, man. What's today?
I just got his Venmo, so once you and Sean's hats are in, I'll ship. I'm just gonna ship both of them to you.
He told me before you did. He was like, I bought a Brown Man Brewing hat. They're coming your way. And then you told me.
Yeah,
Then we talked about it, man. Yeah, good to see Sean, man. Maybe we could get him on here for a second. Jorge, how you doing on time over there, man? You cool? Can we go for another half hour?
Yeah, I can do another half hour for sure.
All right, man.
hell yeah.
So back to Jorge's thing, and he's got the contract brewing going. He's vamping up distribution. Where do you go from here? Find more contract brewers? Find more regions?
We are trying to make as much beer for retail as possible, and in cans, trying to kind of carve up a space in there and see what works and what doesn't.
What's your
we're
format?
still not sure.
You doing 4?
It's 12 ounce 6-packs. Yeah.
Good. You're doing the cubic volume route. That's the best route.
Yeah. I think you just have more of it. So
you get more on the shelf that way. It's cubic volume.
and the
controls
salespeople can
market.
sell more volume, and the distributor has been really good to us, so we're very happy about that. And they, with the kegs now too, they've been selling those quite well, and it's really fun to go in on tap and see somebody checking in your beer from someplace you've never been, like that you didn't know that they would sell beer at that place, and
Hell
then
yeah.
your beer's there, so it's pretty cool. But where do we go from here? I don't think we're gonna.
Besides coming to
Please.
Knoxville.
Well, yeah, we got to do that sometime.
I mean, New York's a lot further than. I mean, you already shot through, boomeranged up there.
Come
Yeah,
on out
we
to
are-
Texas.
I should do a US
Texas.
tour, man.
Texas.
Yeah, you should.
Come out to Texas. Take it
we
to some
want-
proper barbecue, man. I'll take it to
Yeah, for
Texas
sure.
barbecue. I'll
Well,
cook for you too.
Freddie
we can
Blacks.
trade. We can trade with that barbecue stuff. Like I'll get you some roast pork when you come down here.
Whoa, that sounds
You'll
good
see
to
it's,
me.
Can you
it's
vacuum
fucking
seal
amazing,
barbecue?
dude.
Would still barbecue
Yeah,
to me
you
is
can
like
vacuum seal barbecue.
Can you?
And then, so usually, like, what I'll do is I'll vacuum. Like, if I cook a brisket, what I'll do is like cut part of it off as like a bulk thing, vacuum seal it, throw it in the freezer, and then like sous vide it to back to temp, and it's like super juicy still. Like tastes like all the smoke flavor is still there. That's the best way to reheat like barbecue is like sous videing it.
you do it
in,
on
like,
the
a vacuum
clawhammer
sealed
system.
bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah, the claw hammer is perfect for it because, like, because like sometimes like I would even like freeze like a whole half brisket, and
Someone's
it's a
got
nice
their
big
echo.
pot, like it's a
running
10
through.
gallon.
Someone's echo's on.
Is it me?
Is it still Jorge? No, I think it's Jorge because it's never happened before. Until we had Jorge on. It's all Jorge's fault.
What did I do?
No, I'm kidding.
Is it coming still?
I don't hear it come through Jorge. Is it no?
Maybe it's UCH.
No,
I can turn my headphones down. I don't think so.
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
false alarm.
But yeah, no, it's a nice like 10-gallon pot that I have, so I can put as much shit as I can fit in there, and then I just throw it into the grain basket, and so to pull it out, just pull out the grain basket.
Right. That's so cool. would have never thought of that. Somebody was making the
Um,
jokes.
So like next time if I have a lot of friends over and stuff like that, and I want to do like sous vide steaks, I'm just gonna like fire up the claw hammer and just throw a bunch of steaks, like vacuum sealed steaks, into the claw hammer and be like, all right, pick your steak and throw it on the grill to finish it off. You know.
Exactly.
We're going into IPA territory, boys. Breaking out the
someone in
mosaic.
chat may punch me for asking this question, Elias, but in terms of like barbecue YouTubers, who should we look to like check out?
Good question.
Or do you even, like follow?
Yeah, I have a
some
few
of
that
those
I really like. I really like Chud's barbecue.
Yes. Yep.
He's really good. If you want to get
I
into
just
the
watched one
nitty,
of his videos actually.
I
And he's
love his
honest,
stuff.
too. Like when shit goes wrong, he shows it. I
Yeah,
like
when
that.
shit goes wrong, like that's one of my favorite things. And also he's Austin based too.
Fixes it on the fly.
And so like yeah, he shows stuff that goes wrong, stuff that goes right, and he's really down to earth kind of guy. And I love his pits set up and everything. Like I love that he builds like all his own shit. And then Mad Scientist Barbecue, he kind of gets into the nitty gritty of like kind of like the nerdy details about things like that of barbecue. And he does a lot of different experiments, like this versus that, pellet versus offset, and shit like that. Yeah, How to Barbecue Right is also a really good channel. Super like down to earth recipes, and like I love channels that like give you recipes that like are really easy to follow kind of thing. Oh, Chris, Ratty, let's not talk about Joshua Wiseman's. Dude,
I don't care.
you know your video about his beer, it's like I could make a video about his barbecue in the same way.
No way.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like I was like, what are you doing, dude?
My buddies who watched his channel back in the day are even like, he's just putting out content so fast and this much. Like, there's just no way, you know? It's just, he's Googling everything that morning. But it's all good. But I guess if you watched his channel a couple of years ago and you watch it now, it's noticeable. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I mean, he's got a full team now, right? For editing, for filming, for everything. Like
a lot of those guys do.
Yeah.
I
for
see.
sure.
If
Josh
you have
Wiseman's
a million
a
followers, chances are you're not doing your own editing.
No, not even close. And it's funny because I even listened to Bert Kreischer go on Joe Rogan, or he'll go on Anthony Schultz's podcast and talk about going on Joe Rogan. And he's like,
funny as hell.
He's like, yeah, Joe Rogan got pissed at me because I brought up a bear thing, but I didn't want to get deep on it. And like everything's molded. Like the Joe Rogans, the Howard Sterns, like they edit that shit. They do it so we can't see it. But I'll send you the clip later. He was talking about how Joe Rogan kind of gets away with it. It's not it's not as organic as you think, is what I'm trying to say. Like he goes in and be
like his podcast.
Yeah, like, hey, where do you think like COVID came from, America or China? It's like they weren't fucking talking about that till the cameras were on. You know, like it's a little bit more clickbaity than one would think. So that rolls over to every YouTube channel because that's the power of it not being live. This is a live stream. You know, when I chop these videos up, I still take a little bit of the ums and the likes and the this and that out. But those aren't live. Nothing's live. Whether it's you're making a beer video or a barbecue video or a podcast with somebody, they chop it up a little bit.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have somewhat of a guideline established ahead of time as well, like what they're going to talk about, what they shouldn't talk about, like what's off limits.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with athletes, and like Edward Norton went on
Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah, and he was like, hey, what does his publicist say? No matter what, don't talk politics or religion or any touchy subject.
Right.
Talk about getting a role as American History X when you're 25 years old. Go. You know, keep it on that. So it's not like as organic as we would think, but it's it's a smart move, you know. Like this guy could. I don't want to be hearing about the internet coming down on me because I said something that this and that. So I think everyone gets it. Okay, the Brew Show. He's at Alesmith right now, and he's sending me a picture of Tony Gwynn's jersey, which I love.
Oh wow, Alesmith. Haven't heard them in a long time.
Alesmith's a big one, and they're a brewery that's got a lot of credibility in San Diego. Really quick.
Yeah, they're old, right? They're like from the 90s, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and nothing's older
Around for a long
than I don't know if there's any breweries in San Diego that are still around that have been around from the 80s. 80s are a long time ago now. That's like 40 years.
That
Don't
is
remind
a
me.
long time.
Yeah. Jorge, is there anybody in Puerto Rico that sells out?
What do you mean sold out?
Is there
That
anybody
got
that's
like bought out.
Yeah, that
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
is there anything that even within Puerto Rico that this company bought that company, or is it like too small of an island to use for their production facility? Or
Yeah, well, the distributor that we're with, they bought the oldest craft brewery here, Old Harbor, a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
The
They just
distributor.
bought them out, but the distributor bought, like, not the distributor, one of the partners in the distribution company
He's gonna branch out.
bought a brewery with other partners.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But it's basically, it's pretty much in the same house, kind of. So it's that's sort of been the only one instance where I can say that the brewery has sold to, being bought out by some other brewery or some other entity from the beer scene or another player in the beer scene. Because the other big brewery here, which is Cervecera de Puerto Rico, which makes Medalla, which is the light beer I was talking earlier, they have their own craft brand, but they really don't do much with it. It's just occasional, So I don't think they're interested in buying out anybody. I guess if they see somebody as a threat, they would try, but it hasn't happened.
Duly noted.
Sorry.
If we go down
Should
to
I get
Puerto
another
Ri-
beer?
Yeah, go get another beer. If we go down to Puerto
Yeah.
Rico
Okay.
and we make it over to the west side, can we walk around and hit a lot of breweries, or is it kind of more of an Uber town?
No, you had to drive.
It's that okay? Is that spread out? All right.
You had to get a rental for sure.
All right.
How strict is the drinking and driving rules? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, is it legal?
The obvious
I'm
next
sure.
question. I'm glad you asked it.
How legal is
All he has asked the real questions.
Yeah. It's very strict, but everybody does it. So
Yeah, all right.
There
for
you
real.
very
It's
strict,
okay.
like zero
I'm gonna
tolerance?
do a shave, like my whole beard, but just keep the mustache so I look like as like Latin American as possible. And I'll brush up on my Spanish just enough to kind of get us through anything.
Yeah. But if you get pulled over, just start speaking English.
English, yeah.
Yeah, like we want your tourist money.
No, they won't ask. It doesn't happen here. That doesn't happen here. The whole
Oh no,
cops asking people for money. No.
No.
would
no,
just
that's
let
not
you
what I meant. They want like you to like just visit and like spend your money locally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
for
mean they
sure.
would like shake you down or anything like that.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I've heard
That's
about that
exactly-
happening in Brazil though.
Oh yeah.
The cops taking your money?
Shaking you down, yeah.
That happens
Yeah,
in Mexico all the time.
Yeah.
As I just hyped up
Wouldn't
Mexico,
doubt-
and I'm going down.
Wouldn't doubt that either, yeah.
No, that
They
Yeah.
ask you for money. They don't
Yeah.
take your money.
yeah.
And you give.
Well,
you give
they
me
ask
$20,
first.
I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's first take if you say no.
I've
Yeah.
never been robbed in Mexico. I've probably been to
Nah.
Mexico like 20 times. I've never had anything bad happen to me in Mexico. But I'm also
Me neither.
aware, like when
Like
I don't know-
there are places you don't go and the places you do go.
but even if you go to Papas and Beers, Senor Frogs, I mean, people are getting buck wild. Like 21-year-old college kids are just down there. There's like
Right.
volleyball.
But then-
No one's got
but
their shoes
also
on.
places like you're like maybe just don't go into the secluded neighborhood where there's known cartel members to be right, don't do that shit.
I've never seen
I would avoid that
anything.
place.
I've never the only time I saw like something weird in Mexico, I saw like a dead dog on the beach. Like other than that, it was like I've never
Oh, that sucks.
at all.
That can
Yeah.
happen anywhere.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico 20 times, and I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever.
I've never had any issues going to Mexico.
Me neither.
And I'm
I
always in
walked around
Tijuana,
Mexico
too.
City on my own.
Yeah,
I
but
want-
Tijuana's a little bit more different of a vibe because it's a border town.
Right.
It's a border
I mean,
town.
most of the border cities, right? Like they tend to be very different.
Yeah, like I got a buddy who's on tour with the Mars Volta and this and that. He's like, Mexico City is the most beautiful place ever.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I would
Wait,
love
what
to
did you
go.
say about Mars Volta?
My buddy Brandon, he's the guitar tech for Mars Volta.
Ooh.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that band, especially
Omar
the band before that,
Rodriguez
At the
is
Drive-In. I fucking love At the Drive-In.
They,
Omar
I
Rodriguez
miss that band.
he's Puerto Rican, the guitar player.
he is.
Yeah.
Was-
And Bill Burr, Boston comedian's a big drummer. I don't know if he's good or not, but he likes the drums, and he uses the drummer as one of his sources of inspiration. But no, they were just on tour maybe like 6 months ago, maybe back in
Yeah.
November.
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was on tour with them, and it was cool. You know, he
A
loves
buddy
it.
of mine played drums on that last album. Willie Rodriguez, who's a friend of mine who grew up with. He's the drummer in the album.
Yeah,
Pretty
Damn,
cool.
nice.
Jorge Hernandez, man. Yeah, one of my best friends, Brandon Burroughs. I could probably, I don't want to hold up a picture of this and that.
They're one of the more unique bands. Like
They're awesome.
they are just so out there compared to anyone. Like you can't say name me a band that sounds like Mars Volta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's
You
nobody.
instantly
In my
recognize
opinion,
them.
at least.
Yeah, Bill Burr's a
you
big
instantly
fan.
Recognize their sound.
What's up,
Yeah.
Jorge Hernandez? Yeah, I remember being in college, and I was always a subscriber to Rolling Stone, but I'd buy 2 subscriptions because I'd want to rip one of the covers off, and I'd put all the covers up in my dorm room. I remember they had an album cover, but it wasn't the band. It was the main dude with 2 other people. If anybody can, pull that up, let me know. But that was probably like 2007. That was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Time flies, man. I think, Jorge, the last time you were on, you were talking about you had a 9-year-old daughter. Tonight you said she was 11. So maybe we did that podcast. Was that pre-COVID?
But-
It was about right after COVID? I think it was COVID.
I think
'cause
it was I think it was pre-COVID. I think.
It's a good question. I haven't done one of those in a long time.
By the way, Goose Brava was asking,
Goosey.
do your brew days or times change with the seasons weather? We don't have seasons here. It's always hot, so it doesn't make a difference. There's no winter, there's no fall,
Zach
there's
Pearson.
no spring. It's just hot all the time. So
Yeah. You because you guys are pretty close to the equator, right?
yeah, we're in the
Yeah.
Caribbean. It's pretty hot. The Caribbean Sea is pretty warm, so that's why
Yeah.
we get all the hurricanes. The tropics.
Yep.
The warm water.
Yeah, that-
warm air. Yeah.
That temperature differentiation from sky to ground like really creates that
Mhm.
turbulence. Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm going to Buenos Aires in November, and that's going to be their summer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they're
you're-
southern
the lower
hemisphere.
hemisphere.
Because they're southern hemisphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Because like, yeah, because
Like-
like Australia as well too, right? Like
Yep.
June is their
Australia,
winter.
South
Yeah.
Africa, New Zealand. Yeah. But we're on your side, so we're on the same side. We're on north of the equator, so our winter is the actual winter you get in the States. So
right.
Yeah.
but we don't
Right.
have winter, we don't have the seasons. So
We got some new blood in
Yeah.
here, man. We got some new blood in here, man. Good to see Ron Barnes still holding it down. We got Zach Pearson. What up, 8-man? String cheese incident. Jorge Hernandez. I think we're still talking about, intergalactic. I'm not even going to try to say that anymore. But what up, Midnight G1? I want to know who was on that album cover now with Mars Volta. It was 3 dudes. It was a white background
the Mars Volta cover,
of Rolling
the
Stone.
Mars Volta. Oh,
That is so good.
well, that was if it was the Mars Volta, it was the 2 main guys, probably one of the band members.
But there was 3 guys on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was these guys right here. It was 4 guys. It's Van Halen.
Borracho Brewery.
It's who's that? BB King, and I think that's Jimmy Page. This is not 1963. No, I had this probably in like 2008. I'm gonna put this in the chat. We'll see really quick. Jorge,
This
help
is
me
my
out with this.
fruited sour ale.
Help me out with this, Jorge. Did you see that link in there?
Not yet. There you go.
What
Is
is
that
it?
Van Halen? Yeah, I called it.
That's BB King. That's Eddie Van Halen, Jimmy Page, and
Mars Volta.
yeah, that's Omar Rodriguez.
That's what I had up, man. Okay, it was
yeah.
4 people. I thought it was 3. No, I had this. I ripped this off and had it up in on my wall in college. Sonoma State in the house, baby.
Cool.
It's cool.
Awesome.
That was Van Halen.
Yeah, man.
That he looks like Mark
pretty
McGrath.
sour. Oh, yes.
Look at
Rest in peace.
yeah, shit,
Yeah, man.
dude. He looks like Sugar Ray. Not trying to rip on a dead dude, but I'd put Eddie.
Ray.
He looks like the lead singer of Offspring.
Who does?
Eddie Van Halen. He's just in that picture.
I
He's
just
like-
wanna fly. Yeah. I'll shut up. I'm gonna stop looking at this picture. So that
Jimmy
was
Page
Mars
looks like
Volta
a
15
grandma,
years
too.
ago. Oh, they got another album cover right here.
Dude,
Any which way.
they're awesome.
Yeah. So we're coming down to the
Which
wire,
album it
man.
was. Sorry.
I went.
Uh,
I
drink.
switched to my sour ale. Now having that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe
I
we're
was
not coming
curious,
down Maybe we
Is
should.
that one you brewed?
Yeah.
Alias?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's a fruited sour ale. The grain bill is I got actually from Nome actually,
Huh.
and I used Philly sour yeast in that, and then for the berries I used I just got like the mixed frozen berry pack from my grocery store. And so it's like raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, and strawberry, I think, in there.
Brucio Berry.
And I put about like 4 pounds of that in a 5 gallon. Was it 4 or 5? Maybe closer to 5 pounds of that into my 5 gallon batch. Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds right. 1-to-1, pretty much.
Yeah.
Close to 1-to-1.
I can't remember if it was two 2-pound bags or like 1 3-pound bag in there. I don't know. I don't remember.
So
but
how is it playing with the Philly sour, the berries?
it actually works really well because like the Philly sour like brings down the pH. Like I can tell like it gets it to the tart state.
It
But
does.
then when you get like the berries like raspberry and blackberry, which are also tend to be tart fruits, it brings it down even more. So like it gives it more of that like sour like tingle on in your cheeks kind of thing, and it works really well. And so I kind of want to keep playing with that base beer. Oh, he disappeared.
No, I just
Yeah.
knocked it over. We're good.
Oh,
I just
okay.
too. I think we
But-
should all drink 3 more beers tonight.
Let's do it.
Okay.
But
yeah.
sign me up.
I don't think we've
I-
had one of these nights in a bit. Yeah.
No, so like I kind of want to just keep playing with the like the base and just keep adding like different fruits and stuff. Like
It's pretty solid, yeah.
yours was like what, a pineapple jalapeno one, right?
I did a couple of different versions, but that was one of them, and then there was the raspberry blackberry one, which was my favorite.
Right.
Easily
So
my
that's
favorite.
so the raspberry blackberry, that's similar to kind of what I have right now. So I kind of want to play around with the different fruits and flavors. So I think like, so for the jalapeno, did you use raw jalapeno or like pickled jalapenos?
I want to give a shout out.
Raw,
I'm gonna give.
I fire roasted them myself.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give a shout out to the dude who's got the worst username of all time. Social security number.
Kind of controlling, so I try to like have a hands-on, throughout the whole
ID.
process.
Yeah.
7B95.
Because I was thinking of like pickling my own
Much love,
jalapenos
Raj.
and just throwing
That would
them
go well
in.
in the tower.
Cheers, man. San Diego in the
I feel
house,
like
man.
the vinegar,
Thank you.
Like acidity would go really well in a sour, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Even
so,
a little bit of vinegar wouldn't be enough to like, detract
right. I
from the
mean,
beer.
and
It would
like
probably-
5 gallons, like a few like residual vinegar that's on the jalapenos themselves wouldn't
Let's go,
make
Nick
too
Smith.
much.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I agree.
Has anybody ever done a Bloody Mary beer? Not like made a michelada in post, but made it like how Budweiser does?
I mean, like Modelo has like the chiladas, right? Like in can, right?
Yeah, but to brew that though, because I love micheladas. I love Bloody Marys. I hate
Actually like Bloody
tomatoes.
Marys, but I can't do micheladas though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I like one but not the other.
Maybe you have to put the michelada on ice. Maybe water it down. Because
Maybe. I
usually
don't
it's
know.
the other way around. Because the Bloody Mary is going to have more of a tomatoey vibe.
Vibe,
And
yeah,
then
because
just
the
vodka at the
vodka.
bottom.
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting. Michelada
I wish
5-gallon batch.
Wish I got to find out my ranking in Bloody Mary.
That's a
Would've been
commitment,
nice.
man. That'd be a commitment.
Oh, that was the thing. That was a category 2.
Michelada,
I
Michelada
didn't know
cologne.
So last year
10
I was
Michelada
I
cologne.
was top 10
Cologne
out of
Le Mans?
50 for Bloody Mary. This year I didn't make it in time to go see the rankings and stuff like that. All I just know is I didn't make top 3, so I was like, I have no idea where I ended up.
Yeah, but you got balls for doing the competitions, man. You really do. I think that it's not going to make you a shittier brewer or cook. You know, I think if
No.
anything, yeah. If anything,
It's very different than like what I would definitely serve. Like, I mean, Bloody Mary wise, I would make that for my friends and family, but like maybe not family because they don't drink. But my barbecue, my comp barbecue, I definitely wouldn't serve. Maybe my ribs I would serve to friends, but like my brisket definitely is not what I would make for like friends and family kind of thing.
we got to get that brisket going down there in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Look,
Let's go.
michelada
CH
cream ale. You see that? Michelada cream ale.
Ooh.
Michelada cream ale, interesting.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it.
Oyster
Meat
sauce,
knife,
clamato, 10-gallon Michelada clone.
Let's brew it when you come down.
I think
I
that's one.
forgot
I
that
think it's
there's
one of those.
clam in there.
I think it's one of those categories. If you brewed it, you'd win first place gold because you're the only motherfucker that's
It's
gonna be
just
doing it.
out
So you
there.
win by default.
One entry.
Yeah. It's one of those things. If you go after, there's only like 2 or 3 people, so someone's gonna win the silver and the metal or the
Right.
bronze. Yeah.
You will for participation.
It's like 4
gonna-
people. You're like, yeah, I got 4th place out of how many? Oh, 4.
Yeah.
We got Ron Barnes coming in hot. If you brew a mixed culture beer that you plan on sitting for 12 to 24 months, would you add the fruit? Don't ask me. I'm a retired poser.
At the very end, I would say like
right
Yeah.
before packaging.
right, condition it until it tastes the way you want, then bottle.
Yeah, get it cold, really cold.
Is the brew show in here? I want to have some laughs with him. We're doing collabs with Adam Makes Beer now, and we're doing his award-winning recipe styles. It's funny too. He's like, hey,
I think he
I
was
love
just
his
here
videos.
for a quick second and he dipped out.
dipped in, dipped out.
Yeah.
No, I love Adam,
I know
man. It's not a collab though. It's definitely a shout out. And the way I'm gonna write this video is like Dissolver and Clawhammer got to do a collab. And
Right.
there's a couple like the Brew Show and South Though did a collab. Like I'm gonna collab with like, this
Right,
guy's
right,
like
yeah.
brewery. Like I'm not collabing with his YouTube channel. Like I'm gonna bring his fucking commercial brewery to. And he threw me like 10 recipes. He's like, these are all award winning. It's like, you know,
Nice.
green wheat hibiscus. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Green meat.
I don't know if I'm
Green-
ready
yeah.
for that type of.
Green tea, but you know, macadamia nut, sunflower stout, IPA porter. You're just like, I don't know if like I'm not doubting. Adam makes good beer. I don't need to try his beer to know that.
Yeah.
The
Right.
guy's-
Right.
The guy's been around the clock once or twice. But I was just looking at his recipes, and I was like, I'm gonna take this one. And Trent's like, I'm gonna take this one. And Martin's like, well, I'm gonna do this one now. It's like, if I took the best one, I don't know what your fucking videos are gonna be, man. So good luck with that. You know, watermelon, sunflower, daisy, you know, pink grapefruit, IPA sour video. But it's, you know, it's content. It's making beer and cool and hanging out nonetheless. So
Okay,
it
Chris.
should be cool.
Shout out to Chris Ratty who's leaving.
Chris Radiation's out here.
Yeah,
Later,
take it
Braj.
easy.
Dude, Ron Barnes, man. He outdid Chris Radiation, man. Shout out to Ron Barnes, dude. Always the barrage.
Goose
Like,
prowess. Yeah, too.
but I almost fell back to Adam. I was like, award winning by who? Like every town's got like best pizza. We're the award winning.
Right. Right.
But who's the credibility? Like the only thing I really care about is the Academy Awards. Like who's got GABF? What?
I don't do competitions. I don't care. I really don't like competitions.
But we could create our own award right now.
Right.
We'll
Right.
call it the Barages raspberry
Award?
razzleberries. We call it the Puerto Rican Invitational.
There you
You
go.
know.
Yeah,
I
there
like
you
that.
go. Yeah.
And everyone who's in here
Come
right
on
now
down.
just came in first place. Yeah, we all just won an award, you know.
Hell yeah.
No,
That
Adam.
sounds like an NBC.
Adam cracks me up though, but just like to reach out to people and be like, "Hey, I've got these award-winning recipes. Like, check this out." It's like, I say a lot of dumb shit, man, but I'd fucking never say that. I would never ever reach out and be like, "Hey, man, I got all these award-winning recipes. Like, let's do a collab." But we're doing it. No, I like Adam. I'm interested to see the Brew Show's video and Martin's video. I hope Martin goes back to the Homebrew Challenge because I know he does the majority of the editing on the Brewlosophy thing, and maybe he feels like he needs a break or he hit a wall. And I've been there. I think every home brewing channel eventually just kind of hits a wall. But I'm interested to see what he does with Adam Makes Beers video.
Beer, yeah.
But I'm gonna go for blood on this motherfucker. Like I don't know if it's gonna be cringy as hell or funny, but that 45-minute NBC we talked about, I'm putting that in Adam's video.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Party time brewing, man. What's up, my bride?
Speaking of NBC,
Should we do a mandatory beer check? Jorge's been on this 3 or 4 times. He's never
I
done.
just chugged the last hour, so I'm good. But
All right, let me go get a glass.
I'll take a couple sips.
I'll chug a beer. This one goes out to Ron Barnes, man, and Chris
Let's do
Radiation
it.
and Nick. I'll be back. Just let me get a glass. BRB.
All right, I got a question for you, Jorge.
Yes, sir.
What was your least favorite beer that you've had that you guys have made and served in your tap room?
My least favorite.
Yeah.
Meaning not sales related, just like personal.
No,
Like
just
didn't really care
personal,
for it?
personal taste.
Personal.
And then also, what was the beer that sold the worst? What was like the hardest beer to get the kegs
Yeah, that's
finished?
easier. The beer I liked the least was a saison that we brewed.
I'm out.
First. No, it wasn't because it was a saison. It was the beer was just not up to. I mean, it was good. It was good. I wouldn't serve it if it wasn't good, but it was. I
just
wanted something more out of it.
Right.
The slowest beer that we've ever had. Probably. Well, there's two. There's a stout, chocolate stout that we make once. And there is I think it was a wheat wine that was really high alcohol. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
it
fuck
was
with wheat
dark
wines.
too. So
Was it like a barley wine kind of thing?
kind of, but it wasn't as sweet. It was kind of smoky.
Okay, so it's like really out there. So that definitely would be hard to move. Yeah.
It was very difficult to sell that one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never sell well. I mean, I see like barrel aged versions that are like 3 years old, just rotting on shelves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's especially smoky beers, beer with like anything that's smoky and they're really hard to sell to the Caribbean audience for sure.
And it's hard to like put forth like just like the degree of smokiness, like because that's obviously a spectrum. Like there's 100% smoked beers, and there's like a nuance of smoke, and they're like greatly different. Like
is the brew show here?
something that's has a touch of smoke is can be drinkable. Something that's like really heavy on the smoke can be hard to drink more than a pint. So good luck selling 3 barrels of it or whatever.
My friends from Señorial Brewing, which is a brewery from Ponce, which is my hometown in the south, they make this really great smoked porter.
Let's fucking go.
That actually has sold well in our tap room, but I don't know how well it does for you for them.
All right, I need another beer now.
Yeah.
I just chugged a beer. I'll be right back.
What you get?
I like smoked beers.
I
but
chugged
a lot of people don't.
7% Mosaic IPA. I was due for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I was definitely due. I'm gonna go get another one. I'll be right back.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. What?
Very nice.
Oh, geez.
No, you still playing guitar, man?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just got a new band space for the first time in like. Well, I had a band space pre-pandemic for like a short amount of time, but it was just me, just so I could like play through an amp. But
Okay.
I rented a space with my old guitar player from the band, and we're just gonna like see where it goes.
Wait, what
Which
is
I'm really
your?
excited about actually.
Do you have a
Sorry?
band right now? Are you in a band right now?
No, right now it's just me and the old guitar player that we used to be in a band together.
Is there anywhere I can listen to
Let's
that?
fucking go. I was due
Yeah,
for
of
that.
course. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Band
send you.
cover or something?
That was for you,
I'll send you
Nick.
some stuff through Insta.
Please do. Please send it. Send it
Absolutely, yeah.
over. I'll send you some of my stuff. So
Absolutely, I'd love to hear that.
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Who's talking
And
shit?
It's still one of my passions for sure. Like I love
Yeah.
playing guitar. Like it's an escape. I don't have to think about like what's bothering me. You know what I mean? It's just as soon as you start playing, you forget about all that bullshit. You know.
It
Exactly.
sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, this one's for Jorge. Not calling you out, but it's your third time on here and you haven't touched a beer. We'll get him on.
Next
Well,
time.
he's also on a different time zone too. He's on he's on
no,
the part.
We're,
Yep.
we're in the same time zone, bro.
No, we're not.
11.
Are we
16, yes.
East Coast?
No, we're not.
I thought
think
you
we
were on
are.
Nova Scotia time. I thought you were on Party Time James time.
Well, since last
little-
week or whenever it was that you guys had daylight savings,
You guys,
we're
they
in the
don't
same-
take part in daylight savings.
Should I chug
No,
this
we
too?
don't. No, we
Yeah,
don't.
so you're now Eastern time zone now.
We just had
Yeah.
a big communication breakdown because I did say Thursday, which is weird because I don't know why I would have said Thursday, but I've never done a happy hour on a Thursday.
On Thursday.
You
yeah.
have. You have,
have,
done
yeah, in the
happy hours
past.
on Thursday.
Oh,
Sometimes.
when me and
For sure,
Maury
yeah.
tried to do it back to back.
It's been a while. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
we were
You
so
have.
blacked out. It was out of control.
Oh, that was back when like you do like 2 days in a row kind of thing.
That was
It was
when
a
we
little over
were
a year ago now. Yeah.
we were getting
I
in a
should have
lot of
asked him.
trouble. We were getting in a lot of trouble. Both of us.
I
Yeah.
should have asked.
Yeah.
Are you sure Thursday? Or whatever.
I don't
I'm
think
here
I've done
now.
a Thursday since I've been in Knoxville, and I just had my 1 year here, March 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Yeah,
that
it was a little.
because,
You were still in San Diego for sure.
Yeah.
and I know that because Xfinity, when I came out here and I got my internet, my bill was always $50 a month. And then my last one came out and it was 100, and I was like, oh, they got me on the first year bullshit plan. Like, I need to find
Yeah.
some leverage real fast, How do you go from 50 to 100 for the same exact thing?
Yeah, so what you just said.
a
You paid
contract.
50 for the first year.
Yeah.
Then it goes up.
Yeah, that's weird to me as well. Like, because same thing around here.
It's the
It's
same
like
thing.
you should do the opposite in a way. You should be like, hey, thank you so much for being with us for 2 years. We're
Here's a
gonna give you
break.
little bit
Here's
of a break."
10% off. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
car insurance for being a good driver and staying with us.
It's totally backwards.
It's backwards.
with,
It's
internet
ass
companies.
backwards.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Midnight G1 though. He went to South though for the first time this past weekend and didn't catch Maury. I'll be there in like 4 or 5 days, bro. Midnight, show up, man. I'll buy you a
Their
beer.
new can art, by the way, is fucking chef's kiss. I don't know if you saw it yet, CH. Maury's on the cover with the dude he's doing a collab with. It's awesome.
I'm bumming those guys out right
yeah.
now. They're like busy as shit, and I keep hitting them up to go to Mexico with me, and they're finally writing back like, dude, like, leave me alone. I got to work. You don't want to go to Mexico with me on a Wednesday? It's my vacation Wednesday. It's your 12-hour brew day Wednesday, but let's just go to Mexico and
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, Trevor runs a really good business. Trevor runs a phenomenal business, and I think he's one of my friends that own breweries in San Diego that are gonna take their business to like the next level. And I'm not saying that as a diss, but like when Adam Makes Beer came on, like we were 100% on the same page. A lot of people want to open up breweries to make beer, sell beer. A lot of breweries turn into a homie hangout pretty fast.
Yep.
And a lot of breweries grow. And that has nothing to do at all with the beer and everything to do with the people upstate.